It's the Gamergate Ultras podcast, and we're talking about the internet aristocrat and his sudden flight from Gamergate, and the rather bizarre message he left. Well, not bizarre as such, just quite aggressive, quite a blast.
Yeah,
It was a,
Carry on, someone talk.
me?
Anyone. I'm just really sort of like floppy today, so I'm just going to sit here and smoke.
well, really, it was a call to radicalize. I think really what IA was going on about.
Mm. Yeah, I certainly kind of like the message.
I mean, I liked it too. I think he was just tired of all the fame and wanted to go back to being small again. Makes sense to me.
Mm. Matt did point out that he was about to hit 100,000 subscribers, which was a plaque and presumably some sort of fame, and people from YouTube would have gone around and said, "Oh, do you want a photo taken while we shake your hand?" And he's like, "No, please, I just want to be left alone."
Well, it was never about fame for him, really. It was always about, I guess, the message. You know, he never made his identity known. He never made anything about him known. He just talked, you know.
Yeah. Perhaps he thought, I really don't want to be doxxed. I really don't want all this shit. And people recognise me in the street and crap. Because that probably would have happened if people know what he looked like. People come up to him in bars and shit like that.
Well, you seen how the social justice warriors were attacking every other Gamergate related entity, you know, and he was lucky because his name really wasn't out there.
I think to an extent they've got a whole bunch of shields in Gamergate because we're such an open movement, and they sort of tone police our biggest voices deliberately to sort of cause this kind of crap.
Well, you saw a lot of this in GG 2014. There was a lot of policing going on and a lot of almost drama club level of stuff going on there.
Yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in that group tonight.
Oh, not me.
Who else is banned?
Well, I left voluntarily. I was just kind of sick of the drama club. You know, I'm sending.
Is this on Twitter?
Because
I don't even have a Twitter.
No, it's actually on Facebook.
I bet they're shooting up like fuck tonight.
So that was the funny thing to me is all this stuff was happening on Twitter, and I don't even have a Twitter. I was just like, I think this is all bullshit. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I mean the internet aristocrat has maybe caused a bit of a split. I don't think there will be a split, actually. I think people will talk about, oh, fuck the moderates, and they'll all turn around, and then everyone will have stopped being moderate about things. You watch, because I think...
But what?
Sorry, carry on.
What is being a moderate? Moderate.
Well, like saying... What is the moderate view on Gamergate? That we have to talk to the SJWs, that we need to find some way to have peace with the SJWs.
Yeah, it's like trying to find a middle ground, you know.
Yeah, when there isn't any.
I think. Well, I mean, we're literally being called Nazis and KKK members, and the worst things you can imagine by these people. I don't see where the need for negotiation is. I mean, it's pretty. You know, if they were willing to talk, I think we'd be willing to talk too. I think that's the base of it.
I think the moderate thing is not with the social justice warriors, but with regular people. Because when you look at the population at large, us gamers are a very small percentage of population, or minority. So I think that with tone policing, you're not, you know, trying to force dialogue with social justice warriors and force compromise that way, but rather to make sure that everything stays very polite, as Gamergate has been so far, at least in things I've seen. So that way, when people that aren't affiliated with either side come in, they see us being civil, being willing to talk to anyone, whereas they just act like lunatics.
Mm. Mind you, I did nearly set you all on Lee Alexander's page today. I was toying
Why?
with the idea. I was going to say, right, go over and report all her pictures, and then I thought, nah. I can't do that. No.
Well, we have to be careful what tactics we use because there's already this sort of base assumption on us already that we're misogynistic, like we're the ISIS of gaming, not like we were called before. So I think that's where a lot of the moderation comes from. Is really this fear of becoming what they see us as.
Yeah, I think the main thing for us to do is just make sure we don't harass any of them, period, because they will jump on the chance of saying, see, I knew it was you the whole time, even though all those other times weren't.
Yeah. True, I
Yeah.
don't think harassment would get any of us anywhere, or get Gamergate anywhere.
Yeah, that's
Um,
one of the problems that I found lately is that people are getting tired and they're getting so tired that actually they're actually taking actions like calling people names.
Hang on.
I got accused of yeah.
Let me just.
What's that sound?
Oh, that's in the background. I'm sorry. No, I'm there.
Not much we can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that somebody accused me of tone policing him the other day, because it wasn't that I was tone policing him. He was calling a girl who just didn't want to listen. And she didn't want to listen, and she was a misandric cunt. But the thing is that he started to call her a slut. And I told him, dude, if you call her a slut, they're going to start saying, see, that's how Gamergate is. That's how they call people. And that's exactly what it happened. I had to say, that's not what we are about. We are about including women, not calling them sluts. And then they were like, no, that's how you are. You're calling everybody a slut. You're naming and bullying everybody. So that's why we have to. It's not tone policing when you're trying to be at least careful. I believe that. That's one of the problems that I had about the message of the internet aristocrats, is that he's trying to tell us that we have to go extreme. The problem is that some people might take it as going to so extreme that we might end up being just like the SJWs. They're starting to eat their own. They're so extreme they have become. What happened to Claire Schumann?
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
That's why we need. It's not that we need to be moderate about how we say things. Socks basically was the example. She likes to talk with people, but she is not afraid of saying fuck you to the people that are actually aggressive from the social justice warrior side, like the girl who made the auto-block list. And she said, did you watch that video? The rant that Sock made?
I haven't. I've only watched a couple of things today.
But I've read the Twitter screenshots.
I haven't looked at enough Twitter today either. I don't understand what goes on Twitter.
It's just a bunch. It's hard to sift through all the meaningful information that the social justice warriors put out, because most of it's just the same rhetoric about us being misogynists and trying to force women out of industry when we're not.
Well, they are doing it.
And they do that, yeah.
The thing is, they can get away with so much, and we can basically get away with nothing at this point. So that's why we have to advise so much more caution, because honestly, they've out and out called for our death, and they're still seen as the good guys in the common light, and we barely even scratched the surface of extremism, and we're
That's
still seen as the bad
because
guys.
Yeah, that's because we didn't get any main media attention at all. Like, I don't think there's anybody that's pro Gamergate that's,
No,
you know.
just Milo and Pac-Man to an extent.
And we don't have those connections that they do in the like, because they have that San Francisco Bay Area connection, that base of people. Of course, they can link into the media. Of course, they can link into the mainstream because they have those connections.
Test.
Pac-Man, Mr. Pac-Man actually started out somewhat anti-Gamergate. Like, if you listen to how he was putting the questions out, but he really started to become a lot more sympathetic to Gamergate after he started getting attacked for being just a reasonable person who tried to stay moderate. And really, a lot of the people I'm seeing coming towards Gamergate are coming to us because they have been harassed by social justice warriors and the anti-Gamergate crowd.
Yeah, it's exactly like. Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
In the last Hangout chat that I was in, I said that a lot of the stuff in Gamergate and how it's represented reminded me of my time in the Occupy movement. But thinking more about that last night, I would say that things are much more rougher in Gamergate than ever was when I was in Occupy, because here I've been actively dehumanized, threatened, and insulted by all sorts of manner of people without, as you said, any large media outlets supporting us or even giving us a voice.
Yeah.
Well, there was always a kind of sympathy to the Occupy movement, at least, to an extent, the media. There's always the sort of, at least they're talking about something that the media could agree with, because it kind of pushed a sort of left socialist sort of perspective on everything. Whereas we have nothing the media wants. We have nothing the media cares about, So, of course, it makes a lot more sense just to push the same line that they always have.
Yeah, that's true. We don't fit no political agenda because, we're not a certain demographic, for one thing.
I don't even think that Gamergate really is too much about politics. Like, the girl who got me into Gamergate is a progressive liberal. My ideologies, for the most part, would be considered progressive liberal. I know people with pretty much every political stripe in Gamergate, and everyone is welcome. The one thing that unites everyone is a care about journalistic integrity, corruption media, and to a lesser extent, the infiltration of social media, the infiltration of social justice warriors into the narrative.
Yeah.
And this also kind of tied back to IA because I think that you only cared about that last part, and you just saw the ethics in journalism as a means to an end.
Sorry, someone's asking me for links on Facebook.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant his vocaroo. Saw it on a video.
Right. I'm supposed to do this. Sorry, you were saying, Samantha.
Nothing. I was just saying. What is the last thing that I have seen in Twitter besides Sock's rant? Well, the whole thing with the internet aristocrat. What it bothered me is he referred to people having Patreons and Kickstarters. Like, who is those people? Does he refer to Jennifer, the girl from Seedscape?
He probably. I don't think he's just referring to anyone in particular because there's so much of it going on. And in a way, I think in a way he's criticizing people who have put Patreons together and stuff like that because of the guilt he sort of feels about his own success to an extent, or he was rejecting his own success. So in a way, it's sort of like the fox without a tail. He's telling people that it's a bad thing to have success, and to be making money on your Patreon and that kind of thing.
I mean, Matt has a Patreon, I think.
Mm. Yeah,
But
Matt has a
he
Patreon.
told us he already said that he was earning money. He never lied and said that he wasn't earning anything. He said that he was earning money with it.
Yeah, and he was doing that before Gamergate. You know, he had a Patreon. He was asking people not to use AdBlock on his videos,
Yeah.
and he's never made any bones about wanting to do this as a profession. So I think that particularly in Monday Matt's case, you can't accuse him of that. And in Jenny Barrage, I mean, she literally does want to do what she wants. She says she wants to do, which is start a gaming website. And I don't think it needs 50 grand to do it, but who am I?
Yeah.
She probably wants to make a big fucking go of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
she might need to have money. I mean, I remember when somebody wanted to make a new website, a person that I knew from another site, they actually had to, like, they needed like $20,000. It wasn't like cheap.
Mm.
So if she wants to have like a really big website, she might need some money. I don't know if $50,000 is needed, but she needs some money. It's not like it's going to come out like free, especially if she's not doing it.
I
She's not actually
suspect
writing the
you
code.
might be talking about Stephen Tom Sawyer and the whole review labs ordeal, and
Yeah.
he talked a bit about how we also there were some who were linking the Patreon who are also claiming victim status. They had been harassed and stuff. He might be referring to the whole physical assault video that turned into this little
Oh yeah.
seconds clip of two ladies just talking to him.
Oh yeah.
So
That was the
I'd
crazy.
not
might
actually
be
seen
something
that.
about this because he has also been trying to crowdfund a radio station after Review Labs.
Right.
Might be. I think he might be referring to this situation.
Yeah, but he's not that. At least in Twitter, he's not that present. I mean, he's not that important. I mean, in my
No,
at
they're
least in
not.
my feed.
It's not an incredibly big deal, and yeah, what is it? They raised about $4,000 or something. Not an awful lot, and it's the bunch that are doing it are quite reliable. They put podcasts out every day. And they do.
Yeah, personally, I think the guy he's working with on the radio project, Robin, he's quite good. So I think everyone is pretty okay with him.
I've got a lot of time for the man, and Robin's actually one of the people who will always stand up and speak out in favour of other gamers and say, oh, look, calm down, we can't jump to conclusions and that kind of thing, and so forth.
Very laid back kind of guy. So.
Yeah, mind you, no, I won't go there. He will call a spade, as he says, but he's very supportive of other figures in the gaming industry, and I think he understands that we shouldn't be pulling each other down. And it's terrible, really, because despite what IA's said, he is kind of pulling other or sniping at other game figures, really, by what he's said. So it's a kind of conflicted, mixed message, really, for me. It's annoying. I'm the biggest fan ever of IA, but it has been a rather confusing mixed message that I don't quite know how to react to at all, to be honest. I get the picture that we need to redouble our efforts in terms of attack, and not be so wishy-washy and be less moderate and that kind of thing. But beyond that, I don't really understand it. The money thing confused.
Also, one thing about the subject of he saying that we are using social justice warrior language. That really kind of bothered me because he's telling us to not tone police, but he's basically telling us to war police, like not use certain words. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, first he referred to the word toxic.
Yeah.
When have we have used the word toxic except for mocking Jonathan McIntosh or Anita?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't complain about people being toxic.
And Signal Boost, since when Signal Boost is like social justice warrior? I mean, that's...
It's just a term, isn't it, really? I mean, they
And we
might
have
use that
used
term,
it...
but all
Yeah, we
protectors
have used
will
it
use that
since
term.
always.
Yeah, it's just another word for awareness raising, isn't it, really? Well, not even that. It's for pimping. No, that's all it is. Pimping. Other people call it shilling, don't they? So.
Alright, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to add that I've been missing a lot about the whole internet aristocrat thing because I was really busy with work and stuff. So, if anyone wants to just keep me with the update or something, just tell me like what happened.
All right. Do you want to hear the vocaroo?
Oh, yeah, I heard the vocaroo, but what's the I'm completely lost. If you ask me.
Who said that? All right, the illegal. Hello, welcome. You know, sorry, I was tabbed out. I didn't see you there for a second. What has happened then? Well, Internet Aristocrat, fairly famous YouTuber, who was very in support of Gamergate. He kind of got hassled by people a bit, and he felt he was getting too famous, and of course he was getting a lot of grief and tone policing for an embarrassing podcast that he was a part of. So anyway, he decided to leave Gamergate the other day, and he put out a vocaroo saying, "Right, fuck this, I'm flying off to Israel, and I'll see you all in hell." And that was kind of like, yeah, that was the one I liked. I was like, oh, that really annoyed me.
Yeah, but basically he basically did the same as Paul. Make a kind of like a annoyed last rant before leaving.
Yes. Yes, he's sort of from the gates of hell I stab at thee type thing, the Parthian shot, as it were. Yeah, that's kind of exactly what he's done. He must know that a message like that is going to do a couple of things. Like, it's going to help Gamergate by making us perhaps more ferocious, and it's going to hinder Gamergate because it is going to cause an argument. And it's kind of brave in some ways, but also it's kind of melodramatic and a bit sort of like...
Yeah, I said the first thing I was going to say that he was kind of like a diva.
Like a beaver?
A diva.
Sorry, yes, a diva, not a beaver. Right.
My bunch of bag.
I was just thinking, oh. Wow, he gets that angry, does he? He has to chew wood. Oh.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You fuckers! Hang on, let me grab my 2x4.
Just to jam wood in his mouth, otherwise it crushes his teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's strange. I mean, Matt's still here after 3 months. He who began everything, he's still here, while Internet Aristocrat is gone. So
well,
maybe, and well, we all know that they accuse him of being a chill, and Matt took it like he was a little bit angry, but he's still here. He hasn't changed.
Yes. Well, this is Matt's been going a long time as well on YouTube. I mean, he treats it like a job. So he isn't going anywhere. This is his livelihood. He does all right off. He does sort of okay off his internet activities, and he's recently got himself a new girlfriend, I understand, and they're moving in together. He's recently moved house and that. So he
A
is.
new one?
So, or a girlfriend. I'm not sure.
JD
Yeah,
got
because...
sorry.
What?
Well, anyway, he's they've moved in together. They've moved up, I think east or something, or is it north? And so he's got a lot to work for. He's got to provide them both a living, sort of thing. He's got to make his rent. So he's never going to quit. He might get out of Gamergate, but he'll be there on Monday morning again, releasing videos. Absolutely. Same with Sargon, really. Sargon was doing this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean they've exploited the fame the right way. I.e., they haven't sucked it. They haven't milked it, that kind of thing. He's just taken the views. And he doesn't make all his content about Gamergate. He's not exploiting it. I mean, in fact, he'll often, he packs it around neatly. So he's doing some Gamergate content, and then he's doing content about the other issues that he always covers, so that he doesn't, I suppose, lose his original fan base.
Yeah, but
so he's doing it the right way.
One of the things about Sargon is that Internet Aristocrat is saying that we need to attack the social justice warriors, and Sargon is one of those people who do that. But he does it in a way that is intellectual and academic, and it doesn't sound like somebody trying to bully people. It sounds like somebody, like a professor, trying to give a lesson to a crazy student.
Yes. In some of his videos, he's great, and he does sound like an angry dad. He'll lose his shit. No, there was one the other day, he lost his shit. He thumped the table, and I was at home drinking.
That was about half an hour into his This Week is Stupid, yeah. No, but I mean, the difference is that I never saw Monday Matt as, like, committed to the cause. Like, yeah, I see him as a supporter of Gamergate, but I never saw him as sort of committed to it. He was always just, he was doing his job, and Gamergate was part of it,
Yeah. I wish people would have the decency not to write to me while I'm in the middle of the street. Especially when there's someone I know has seen, has already talked on the link to the Hangout. Anyway, never mind. Yeah, I've lost my thread again.
Wait, somebody got I remember that here in Gamergate Ultras, somebody got a note.
A note?
Oh, yeah. On the stream, some feminist walked up to him and gave him a note.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That was the other day.
That was me, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I still have the note, actually. Just wait on a second.
Excellent. It was excellent. We were just sitting there, and then he suddenly mentioned this note or whatever. And we were like, well, really? Because he was in the library at college, just doing his thing on the podcast, and some feminist girl had overheard him, wrote this note out, and then brought it over and just settled out. There you go.
I got this wonderful little note here. I actually transcribed it and put it in the group and posted it to the group. But yeah, no, it was really interesting. I was just sitting in the university that I'm at, and yeah, it was fun. I got compared to the KKK. I got compared to the Nazis. I got compared to all sorts. Oh yeah, I said I didn't care about gay and transgender people, which is completely wrong. Yeah, they said like all the basic lines really. It was fun.
Obviously,
you either a Nazi or racist or whatever. Like they cannot go out of this respond. It's like any boring. You need to find new words or read a dictionary once in a while.
Well, what Ian and I wanted was, her to actually come, like, she left before I was able to, like, do anything, because, like, literally she handed me the note as she was packing up and getting ready to go. So, like, what I wanted was her to kind of, like, interrupt the stream, and we could have set up a little chat that way. But as it were, it would have been fun. I must admit that would have been fun.
Well, that's not how they work. They attack and then they leave.
Yeah.
But I mean, unnamed Ottawa educational establishment where I go is kind of known as a sort of SJW haven anyway. So yeah, it's I mean we have one of the women's centers with the Y in the name. So I mean that should be a good indication.
I have communist youth in my college. Because my college, well, it's a Latin American college, so there's the Communist parties exist in our
Yeah, you have proper
countries,
commies, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even my teachers.
Yeah.
My college is basically a socialist communist college.
Are they the proper feminists, the ones that make sense, or are they the
No, not even a little bit. At least not here, no. But I mean, it's the fun type, the one that sends you letters when you're in a live stream. That sort of person.
My sort of feminist. They wrote a mural in the one of the patios of the college, and it's basically a uterus with a bandana. Because they're trying to be rebels against the patriarchy. I had to watch that thing every day when I watched to my classroom. It's hilarious.
I guess I've been lucky that most of the feminists that I know are actually very reasonable, like your traditionalist feminists. But online, I certainly see a bunch of crazy ones. There's this one guy going on about how much of a feminist he was, and how everyone in Gamergate's a terrible misogynist. So I pointed out that at the time, the vast majority of the people that I knew in Gamergate are women. At the time, it was either 7 or 8 women versus 2 guys. Obviously, the number of guys has increased since I joined the group here, but at the time, it was a pretty high majority of women that I knew. So of course, rather than saying, bring them in the chat, let's discuss, what they think. Instead, he basically just insulted them, said they're too stupid to know it's good for them, and then implied that the only reason why they're in Gamergate is because, so that they can get sex from men. And if anyone did this sort of retarded argument to them, they'd have a field day going on about misogyny. Because, in all honesty, what he did pretty much is misogyny, saying that, if they're female or too stupid to know it's good for them. But the thing is they're doing this under the guise of feminism, under the guise of fighting misogyny. It's retarded.
Yeah.
And they can't see the irony of their own statements.
Of course not.
Well, it's dogmatic. I mean, it's been said time and time again, but it's like a religion. There's no reason to it. There's no internal consistency to it. It's dogmatic, like a religion.
It's worse than religion. I know a bunch of evangelical Christians, and I've argued things like evolution, parts of the Bible that I don't like. And at the end of the day, we can still discuss things. We can be friends afterwards. But the social justice warriors, as soon as you say anything that opposes their line, they just insult you or they run away.
But this is no longer, the religious heyday, and you can, like the Spanish Inquisition, for example, which I compare this kind of period to. During the Spanish Inquisition, there would have been none of that dialogue because they had that sort of supreme power. That's the same thing today, is that the SJWs have that sort of supreme power today, and they know that they can afford not to have that negotiation. They can afford not to have that sort of middle ground, and so they're acting like this. It's the same literally you see when there's any sort of paradigm that's in a majority of power, is that unwillingness to talk, and that's what we're facing today. Because we're very much the heretics in this narrative that they've created, we turn into the bad guys, and there's no talking to us.
I don't think that it's necessarily gotten to the point where we have that much power yet, but it's certainly moving over, like the partnership between Twitter and Wham. At first I wasn't sure what to think about it. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Then I looked at Wham, and the people behind it are affiliated with Gawker.
Feminist thing, wasn't?
What?
Yes. I think, Gawker. I mean, it wasn't a feminist thing. Was it Jezebel?
Yeah, Jezebel was a subsidiary of, but no.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
they're under Gawker. Jezebel is part of Gawker.
Yeah,
Same thing.
but one of the CEOs of WAM was a Jezebel or feministing person.
let's Amanda Marco.
No.
What's
It
the
was
other
the
one?
CEO.
Jessica Valenti.
No, it wasn't the. It was the president, I think, of Jezebel, and she was part of WAM. But WAM is dead, isn't it?
Huh?
They have finished the first phase, and they are not working anymore with Twitter. That's what it said on their
Who
page.
said this? That Jezebel are not doing Twitter anymore, or what?
No, the thing is that there was in their page of WAM, there was a reference that the first phase of the mission was already accomplished, so they were not going to continue working with Twitter.
Jesus. Fucking crazy people. The first phase of the final solution is accomplished.
Now you will witness the full power of this armed and operational Twitter.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, it's a
I
trap.
think this might be part of their initial agreement was that they would get a 1 month trial period with Twitter, and after that 1 month they would be up for a review. And they'd have to look at has WAM helped us decrease our work burden, or has it actually increased it? And I think with all the false flags that WAM has given them to work on, I think they'll actually end up having given them a lot more work than they've saved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've also.
I really don't see Twitter wanting them to continue, so they'll probably just go ahead and say, oh, we didn't want to stay on Twitter. Yeah,
They have a lot of clout, so I feel like it may not be that simple. Also, another thing, speaking of WAM, they've turned a blind eye to harassment that female supporters of Gamergate have gotten. People have used their tool to pull up harassment, some of which is very sexual and very explicit, textbook definition of harassment, and WAM decides to pass on it. Meanwhile, there's other things which are clearly not harassment, not under the rules, and somebody brings it up to WAM and the person gets their account suspended.
And because, as well, social justice warriors, they get so caught up in their ideology that they really do think this stuff is report work. And they will think, well, this is terrible, that they're criticising Karl Marx. Well, you have to ban this. And they're going to turn around and go, fucking no, that's exactly the kind of chat we want to encourage on a social network. No. We're after harassment. And they're just not going to get it from them. They will always be full of false policies because they can't jump outside their own thinking. Yeah, sorry.
Have you heard what happened to communist? Yeah, what was the name? Communist kills?
Communism kills. Yeah, I don't know quite what happened there. I think they managed to insult some trans person and come on their wall and that.
Yeah, they doxed her and her mother, but apparently they found her mother's address, credit card number, everything. Like they were after the mom and not after her, who was supposed to be like the one they were after originally.
Who is Communism Kills?
Communism Kills is an anti-communist Tumblr page that also has a Facebook page, and of course Tumblr don't like that kind of thing up there, do they? So,
or you disagree with Tumblr, you are the enemy.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a Tumblr page.
I use Tumblr too.
I have two Tumblr pages.
I have a Tumblr. Yeah, we should all swap our Tumblrs when this is over. I'll do a Tumblr posting afterwards and we can all gang up on Tumblr.
But I have two pages, so be careful which one you choose.
Okay, well, I'll post mine and people can send me theirs and we'll link through that.
Why is it so important that we be careful which one we choose?
Oh, I have one which is basically gay porn.
That'd be a good reason. That would be a good reason to watch out. Wouldn't it?
You have one that's basically gay porn.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
My to one is porn, the other one cats, all cats.
Why do you all have porn on your Tumblr account? How come I
Because
don't
you
see any of
can.
your
That's
porn?
one of the greatest things.
You can have porn on Tumblr.
Yeah.
For me, it just seems a bit more classy and respectable.
Wow.
Also, you have less of a ball shot that you can get.
Yes, I'm going to say that.
Like, oh, people want to watch this. Okay, let's just focus the camera right on the testicles.
Wait, what?
What?
Oh,
What?
Like, like, I didn't want to.
Wait.
Well, Emu, how are you doing? How's your day?
Well, I'm a bit tired, actually. It's 1:45 here.
Oh, where is it?
That's Denmark,
Oh.
Scandinavia.
So Denmark is where
Right next to Sweden. Thank you.
Well, I memorized too much Hamlet in my day, so when I was involved with theater, so it's all I think about when I think about Denmark.
Is Hamlet excellent? It's probably like that these days.
Here's 9:48 in Chile.
Yep, it's about 1 o'clock here in the UK.
Almost 8 here.
almost 7 here in Mexico.
Wow, this is so cool.
So,
I'm
it's
allowed
looking
to feel
like
tired, but with you guys have no excuse.
you're probably the East Coast, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, since you said it's almost day, I'm guessing you're on the East Coast?
I'm on the East Coast, yeah.
Are you in New York by any chance?
No, Ottawa.
Ah, damn.
Capital of Canada, yeah.
You
I'm
were
in-
too close.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Oh, I'm in Syracuse, New York, so I was hoping, like, maybe there's some more Gamergate people close to me.
No.
Oh. In my
I know.
country, there's like little, very little people supporting Gamergate.
In Canada, yeah. There's not a lot of people supporting Gamergate here.
Yeah, but
Especially not
usually,
Ottawa.
yeah. In my case, at least they are mostly dead, and they're really
Sorry?
worried.
Yeah, here
What?
in Mexico, no one really cares about what's going on with Gamergate, and some of them are, well, never heard about it. And when I try to explain it, they say like, so what? Corruption exists everywhere. Like, okay.
Ah,
Well, that reminds me of something we were talking about in the last stream, at least the last one that I was in, is a lot of people say, oh, I focus on corruption in game journalism when, there's corruption everywhere else. And my response is that, if you can't even do something small like game journalism, you have no chance of stopping anything larger than that. You got to
Well,
start small and go larger.
It's like
Yeah.
IA said, if we can't stop corruption in games journalism, forget it. America's fucked, and
Yeah.
put that even further. We're all
Well,
pretty
it's
screwed
not
up.
that. What I'm trying to say is that, like, here, the media, it's corrupted, and so we are so used to the corruption. And when you talk about, Gamergate, it's about the corruption and game journalism, and they will say, well, so what? Like, we are so used to corruption here, it's no big deal.
well, yeah. Sorry.
It's a bit part of the culture become. In a
Yeah, some
sense.
people are just skeptical here. They just, if they don't care a lot, they just don't care, simply like that.
Yeah, it doesn't resolve anything.
So, have you seen the dumb shit that Brianna was trying to pull now?
What's she doing now?
She's trying to ban basically the use of the word, the phrase, PC Glorious Master Race. Because
Yeah.
she says that it has to do with Nazism.
Well, that's
Which
just
is
because she's a console peasant. She's just a console peasant. That's all. That's all it's about.
the thing is that Jim Sterling is anti-Gamergate, and the
Sterling? No
PC
way.
Master Race. What?
Jim Sterling? No way. No,
Yeah,
he against
yeah.
Gamergate? That's impossible. No.
The thing is that the PC Master Race was made by Jatsi.
Oh,
So basically, she's starting to attack the escapists.
yeah.
If you attack Yahtzee, you're going to attack. You're going to. A lot of people are going to get pissed.
Well, that's the funny thing with the social justice warriors. They go full circle, so it's hilarious when you see something like that happens.
Yeah, but I think that Yahtzee never actually said that he was a social justice warrior. That's why Jim was. Yahtzee just keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Well, I
And that's
do
why
have
I like.
Jewish heritage, and I think that it's completely ridiculous. Also, speaking of crazy things and Twitter, I remember when Not Your Shield was starting to trend, and you had a bunch of these asshole social justice warriors posting pictures of lynchings from like the 50s and stuff, and it basically said like, oh yeah, it's all about ethics, and just like, what is wrong with these people?
Yeah, they were basically calling us house niggers.
Yeah, there's just some awful things they said that almost make me regret sort of not jumping on Not Your Shield right at the beginning and saying, whoa, guys, don't do this. This will just go wrong. It'll just fuck it up for you. Don't put yourself in the way
Why?
or whatever. Don't be our shield and don't be their shield either. You know what I mean? Don't be their shield and don't be ours either. Because
We're not
they
nobody's
were always
shield.
going to get abused in exactly the way that they didn't want to be abused. You know what I mean?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if they call me a sock puppet.
It amazes me that they don't get the entire concept of Not Your Shield, which is that just because you have a certain pair of genitals, or you have pigmentation in your skin to make you look a certain way, that doesn't mean that you have the same ideology. It doesn't mean, it's not this monolithic structure where, I'm a guy, so I must believe this, or, oh, I'm a girl, so I must believe this. It doesn't matter.
But that's part of their narrative. Like, that's part of the whole idea of narrative control, is that they've said time and time again that we're just a bunch of men, just a bunch of white heterosexual men, and that's all we are. And so if they see that we have minorities, and we have women, and we have all these groups with us that aren't just heterosexual white men, it kills their narrative dead. So they want to make sure that, they just describe us over and over again. We don't have minorities, we don't have women. It's just heterosexual white. It's all part of the game to them.
Their idea of diversity is basically a bunch of clones with the colors of Benetton. They all think the same. They're all the same. That's why they're trying to make games inclusive, because they think that a black person is always going to create black characters they cannot think that people can be that the video games can be diverse and the people not necessarily be diverse. A white man is not always going to write white people as characters, and a black man is not going to always write black people as characters. They're going to change, because that's the thing. The narrative, the story narrative in video games needs change depending on the occasion.
I don't really. Actually, the more I think about it, it's not about the narrative. It's more about they have a general sense of what they think, but it's more related moved by feelings. So they try to display it by they try to fit it to the feeling. What happens? So
Well, my thing about that is even if I'm a white male, why make sense?
you know, they have this sort of racist, sexist ideology behind them, and that's why they think that white men are, you know, this sort of great evil that is, and which is funny because they talk, like, for instance, like I'm of Irish descent, so, you know, to be called, you know, by the feminist that gave me this letter, you know, I'm this evil white male with all these evil opinions, you know, it's like they're not thinking, they don't, it's all part of their identity politics, and the same thing goes with you know, it's all part of, it's like I said, it's all part of the narrative to them. And yeah, I mean, there are other elements of it too, but I think it really just boils down to this ideology backing a narrative that they're trying to push on us.
Don't they see the hypocrisy of that and how racist and, you know, sexist that is? I mean, can't they see that?
The question is if they can see it through the emotional state as well. I mean, if you take into the fact that most of the arguments they give, it's emotional in the basis, it does make sense that they might turn blind eye or walk not by logic to a certain extent.
I'm really tired of when people want diversity in their video games because, well, for once, I'm gay and all my friends who play games are also gay, but they're so focused on having something gay in their video games, and like this is not the point of the video game. Like no one cares about the story, the game plays. Like everything needs to have something gay in it so it can be okay for them.
Well, it's funny because like not even a month ago they were talking about how gay men are more misogynistic than straight men. Apparently, I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, I saw that article.
It's all different people, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, they're always very inconsistent in their thinking.
It's
splitting between.
Yeah, sorry.
Carry on.
It's a lot of people that we're talking about. I mean, some people have something else that matter to them. Some article writer, I think, see gay as something that oppress some see white men in general. It's all depend on the people that say it a lot more.
That is a good point. I mean, look at our group right now. I mean, that should be a clear indication. I mean, look at all the different kinds of people in our group right now, and that should be a clear indication to them that we're not just white men, but Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now.
No.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, we got a pig, we got a bird, we got, you know, snakes.
You have an illegal alien right here.
Yeah, and we have whatever that mustache is, so that kind of works out, you know.
He's a Mexican, that's a joke. So, see.
Excellent.
What's that? That's an alien with a Mexican hat and a mustache. It's an alien, an actual alien mariachi.
I thought it was a tortilla or something. I thought that's some kind of burrito. Or... Sorry, I can see it now. It's an alien. Yeah. Now I get it. Hilarious. Sorry.
It's okay.
I thought it was chilies. You see? I thought that was all chilies around the bottom, those red things.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, that's actually from the pilot episode of Mr. Pickles. It's like a recent Adult Swim show.
Oh. I wanna watch Moral Oral.
Who?
From Adult Swim. It was
that show is great. Oral, yes. Okay. Yes.
Also.
Okay.
The last one I saw, the Adult Swim show, was the Archie Holler. That's a really good show. It's like a Southern Gothic show, like a comedy.
I love their Thanksgiving output, which was this. What was it? That stuff it in the cornucopia thing. But they were just sticking things in a cornucopia to a metal background, to this heavy metal background music, and it just really made me giggle for some reason. Just people stuffing it in the cornucopia, and I was in my element. The other good thing I saw on Adult Swim recently was that weird Too Many Cooks thing.
Yes.
Did you
Too
have
many.
that? I didn't get that. That sort of went right above my head, but it was so weird.
Yeah, they were asking for actors in my area for that, for Too Many Cooks, because I live right beside Adult Swim, like I'm in Georgia nearby. I almost thought about doing it, but then
Can you get in touch with them and ask them to cover Gamergate?
that would actually. I imagine that if they're smart, they would probably just be like, you know what, I'm not gonna get in it.
They
But yeah.
But on
Like
the
some
other
fun.
hand, they might like the numbers and they might think, oh yeah, this is just bizarre.
I mean, us weird people would kind of fit their demographics. So.
Well, I mean, they kind of have shown that they're willing to completely disregard demographics. I mean, here you have Kotaku gaming website, as well as a bunch of other gaming sites saying that gamers are dead. You know, right at the beginning. You know, they have no problem putting their foot in their mouth as long as they toe bottom line.
Oh, did you saw that? You posted something about that girl who got a rape threat from a teenager, and she told his mother. And they basically magazines just took that tweet that she put, and they basically ran with the fact that no, it's Gamergate. That was a kid from Gamergate, and she said that's not what I said. That's nothing that has to do with Gamergate. Why are you talking about Gamergate because of that? I mean, she was just saying something in her, I think, Facebook or Twitter. And for me, a lot of people complain about it, but I thought that it was a more calm approach than actually just bullying people back. So she just told, I mean, she didn't tell, it wasn't an adult person, it was a teenager, it wasn't an adult. I think she would have handled it in a different way if that person had been an adult. But because it was a kid, she just told she just told his mother. And she didn't say, and she covered the people, she never mentioned who he was or who the mother was. It was just an example, but they ran it like we were the ones threatening her with death threats.
Yeah, and it's totally not true. I saw one of her tweets going past on my newsfeed on Twitter, so I presume a lot of us have friended her now, because I bet she's pretty much ended up on the block list because of saying it's nothing to do with Gamergate. You know they're going to hate her for that.
Oh. Yeah, basically. I mean, I said that I give $5 to the people. It was something like, I bet that she's going to end up in our side because they basically took her, who had nothing to do with us, and made it about us, and that's actually really ugly to do to a non-Gamergate person, like.
Yeah, to throw someone out without their consent into the middle of the Gamergate argument.
Reading
what they've done.
Reading her Twitter, I feel like she's probably going to stay neutral, actually. Last I heard from her, well, she did call out them basically inventing implications to Gamergate. She did say that she felt used by both sides, so from the sounds of it, she just doesn't want anything to do with either pro-Gamergate or anti-Gamergate. And I can respect that. What I have a problem with is this inventive narrative that they're pushing.
Yeah.
I have the same thing with the bomb threat against Anita. Gamergate tracked the guy down. They proved that he wasn't a member of Gamergate. And the media completely ignored it. On top of that, Anita apparently refused to press charges against the guy.
Yeah.
And that's what they'll do with this too. They'll completely ignore the tweets that she made that it wasn't about Gamergate. They'll press on with the story in this narrative, and then if she does take Gamergate's side, she'll be completely forgotten. They'll give a nice damnatio memoriae on her, and that'll be the end of it.
Also, I do hope I'm not repeating myself too much because I also talked about this in the last stream. But do you guys remember that bullshit page threatening Emma Watson during the He for She campaign?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're not familiar with it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like a group of people that they do this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
What?
They threatened to do a news, and when we
Yeah.
found out who it wasn't Gamergate at all. It was some group called Ranting.
Yeah.
Or something.
Gamergate and the people on B actually tracked the person down, or rather the organization, and they posted all the information linking it to a viral marketing company. And of course, nobody in the media paid any attention. The next day after they released this image, basically showing the connections, the website basically took itself down and instead put a message saying that, this is a statement to show why anonymity is bad, why free speech must be limited, and why the chance must be shot down, and these people are horrible misogynists. And it was such a defensive move because they knew that they were called out, but nobody ever gave any coverage to the people that actually found out who it was first. And I'm also really annoyed that there was never any charges pressing against them because they were basically using threats and terrorism, saying do this or we will do this, and the whole thing is just a false flag, a giant false flag.
And then there's the thing recently with the girl who tracked down the little boys that were harassing her online, and then of course that the Gawker run media was like, oh, it's probably Gamergate, and then I read right underneath the fucking paragraph, they're right there saying,
even worse.
Just kids that know any better. What the hell?
Yeah. I posted a link to it.
What could be done?
That's what I was talking about. I commented, and that's what I said underneath it. It's ridiculous. Like, even the person that did it was like, oh, it was just kids that didn't know any better, but I felt uncomfortable, so I decided to talk to their mothers.
Another thing that I should mention about that is they blamed her later on.
What?
After people pointed this out on Twitter, Raw Story basically went back and did an editor's note where everyone was expecting them to say, oh yeah, sorry, you put this in there, she didn't really mean it. Instead, what they did is they said, oh, she implicated Gamergate and then later changed her mind. No, she actually said it originally. And on Twitter, she's basically saying, this is total bullshit. The editor's note is basically, you can see it right on her Twitter if you want to go on it later.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why we need to remain calm, because they're basically burning themselves to the ground. They are so, besides tired, they are so not finding a way to kill us that they're just they're losing their shit. They cannot continue. They're becoming more and more illogical. I mean, the whole blacklist, and the girl who got banned, like Claire Schumann, that was basically a move of people becoming completely desperate. I mean, they will not accept any other narrative because they are losing. And that's why we need to remain calm. That's why I had to tell that guy who called that girl a slut. I told him, we are winning. You need to chill. And he said, no, we are not winning. That's why he called her a slut. It wasn't because he was angry. It was because he didn't believe we're going to win because of the blacklist. And I told him, you need to chill out. because we are going to win, and we need to win clean.
Yeah.
And we need to look our best when we win.
Wear a suit.
No, we just won't get caught. We might have to up our game and do some iffy things over the next couple of weeks. Not really iffy things, but definitely iffy things.
Yeah, I mean, you can call them what you want in your Facebook page, or maybe in a hangout, or I don't know, a Twitch stream. The thing is that on Twitter, they can actually just screen cap that. And you know the internet is forever, so you need to be careful with your words and say, if you want to call them nasty names, you call them nasty names, like when you know they're not watching you.
What I was thinking of doing is like cloning a shitload of their pages. Yeah, like making absolute copies of things that look like different sort of Facebook pages for these groups, with similar content on and all that kind of thing, and a few members around and that kind of thing. Only we make like 50 or 60 of these things, right? So when people are looking for the groups, they find all these fake, crappy groups and that kind of thing. It'll annoy them, but they won't really be able to do a lot about it. Because it's not like we've had a go at anything of theirs, we've just built something of ours that gets in their way. You know, it's like you can't find the wood for the trees.
The thing is that we are actually in a new phase, which is the phase of spread the love, the loves and hugs and all of that, the sending letters to developers and saying how much we like their games and all of that. And because we are not attacking them, they cannot stand it. They cannot be without they being attacked. That's why Rihanna Wu had to go and search for something to say, because the bitch has no spotlight. And her crappy game is crappy.
Yeah, it is. I was looking. Did you see the demo of the platform game, the Vivian James platform game earlier?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
90s,
the one
late
with
90s graphics.
Yeah, I loved it.
The
Yeah,
one with Sargon playing video games.
that's it. Yeah.
So it's this Twine she's supposed to be replacing with it again? I have no idea. The article said it was supposed to replace something called Twine.
It makes no sense. Twine is used to make interactive novels.
Okay.
What she released, it doesn't have anything to do with Twine-like functionality.
Yeah, I don't know. It has to. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's Revolution 60. I think it's another game.
Yeah,
what game?
Yeah. Carry on. Sorry, I don't know anything about this.
No.
I mean, Revolution 60 seems so bad.
It's crap, isn't it? It's a load of mini games thrown together in cutscenes, and it looks really 90s. And sort of everyone has plot twists and are very idealized looking women.
90s 3D, like 90s graphics, not like 90s like LucasArts thing, but actually 90s like they trying to make 3D movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Early CGI.
Yeah,
early CGI. That's the idea.
It reminds me to the movie. Have you seen that movie Food Fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of graphics, like that.
Well, really, we should all be excited for Sargon's game Necromancer. I think it's is it out yet, or is it coming out soon? I can't remember. It looks fantastic.
It's coming, yeah. Sorry, carry on.
What kind of game is it?
It's like you play like a necromancer, and you're trying to like kill all these heroes. It's kind of like a sort of like a reverse take on those sort of like almost like a reverse Diablo sort of thing. I think it's really interesting.
Kind of like Dungeon Keeper, man.
Yeah, it's kind of like Dungeon Keeper from what I've seen. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and apparently it's moved on a hell of a lot since the demo, which you guys have probably seen. and it's a lot more advanced now, and it's changed quite a lot. Apparently, it's a
That's
lot
good.
better than it was. So
Well, I saw some of the models of the heroes you're supposed to fight against, and I remember it was actually really funny because um, and no, there was a lot of detail put into them, and I remember one kind of looked like the historical Sargon, and then unnamed Sargon, real personality. Like I made a comment on the page, and it was funny. It was when Sargon Senpai noticed me. I'm butchering the story, but I'm kind of tired. So, but yeah, no, it was really interesting.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking on his page now, trying to find the pictures, but I can't see it off on his wall pictures somewhere. Um, yeah, I mean, he noticed the game link on our wall that Valerie posted, and he said, "Oh, this is cool. I got who did this or whatever." And then the next thing I know is he's done a video about it, a playthrough of it, which was excellent. I was very pleased to see that. Senpai certainly noticed us there, all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Friday's looking nuts, isn't it?
So,
Or was.
you know what? Have you seen the controversy about Sakura's spirit?
No.
Sakura's
Oh,
who?
what? Who?
Sakura's spirit, the controversy that Kotaku made about the game being just boob. It's basically a graphic, like a novel, like a game novel, like Depression Quest, but it's just like those Japanese
Oh, I
graphics,
see,
like
like
those
hentai or
Japanese.
something.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's
so
not
like a
hentai.
No.
It's
so like
not
a visual
hentai.
novel.
Yeah, it's a visual novel, but it's like
Okay.
PG-13.
Oh, right. Fair
No,
enough.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, I've seen some X-rated visual novels in my time. I'll tell you that. So.
Yeah,
Uh,
the thing that Kotaku was losing its mind, saying that it was the most embarrassing game of 2014, just because of breath.
Really now.
It's like the breath scare me.
Well, they are sort of scared with boobs. I mean, remember Dragon Crown?
Yeah, I love that game. It was fucking hilarious. How they can? I mean,
Man,
I know I'm a woman, but every time I see those games like Dragon's Crown or Dead or Alive with the boobs physics, that shit is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, Dead or Alive actually had
it's
Dead
super
or Alive
boob
actually.
physics.
Yeah.
Huh?
No, Dead or Alive actually had a dedicated engine just for the
Yes,
breasts,
for each
which
boob.
is awesome. Yeah.
The thing is that it's hilarious because those breasts don't move like real breasts. They move like those,
That
and
was,
you
they
that was
seen
you
really
stop,
Rise?
and instead of stopping, they keep continuing moving.
Have you seen Rise? The Rise boobs are the same way on the Xbox One game, Rise.
Yeah.
Mm.
I haven't lived, really.
I don't have Xbox One, so.
I have PlayStation 3.
I'm a PC gamer, and I've never
Yeah.
enjoyed those types of games.
Oh,
I'm,
Master
I'm
Race.
Who has a baby?
Oh no, it's background.
Who's the daddy?
like I'm the type of person who gets mods to make sure the female armor and the male armor is the same.
The thing is that those kind of games that are those breasts are so fake that they're not saying that women don't have huge breasts. I mean, I have friends, female friends, who have very humongous breasts. So first, you cannot call them fan service because some women in real life have very large breasts. Second, those look so fake that they're not offensive. They're funny. I mean, when men play Dead or Alive, stream beach volleyball, that's the funniest thing watching because they act like monkeys. Because they
Hey,
start to they cannot stop seeing those things.
Yeah, I just play for the dedicated fighting. I don't know what you guys play Dead or Alive for, but I just play because that is one hell of a fighting game. And you know what? There aren't enough beach volleyball games on the market, and I think Dead or Alive really does dedicated work for beach volleyball. So I think we should promote it. I mean, I don't know what planet those breasts are on or what form of gravity they use, but it's fun all around for everyone. So I don't know what the big deal is, but
My idea for a game was to create a game like Dead or Alive, but who had penis physics.
Windmill.
I will play.
Realistic ball physics.
Not even joking.
Yeah, like Mind Your Friends. Do you know Mind Your Friends?
No.
Like it's a game where there's like a simulation, a sports simulation. With a bunch of dudes with songs, and the dicks keep swinging and swinging and swinging. That's the same. My face is the same face that dudes when they play Dead or Alive. Like,
You want Gary's mod for that? They've got physics mode and ragdolls and posable ragdolls. I'm sure you can work that out.
yeah, but the physics is like they keep moving. The penis keeps moving.
Terrible. They'll do that, won't they?
I think we run in different gaming circles. Just slightly different. The penises in my games are not windmill.
But the thing is that
the games that I play do have a surprising amount of penises. Like I just play Total War and Mountain Blade and stuff. Well, in the original EB, I was playing with one of my friends who is a prude, and I thought it'd be funny to get a this one Celtic unit, a naked warrior, and it has everything. Like for action naked, you have like little penises. So I just got my entire army just naked warriors, and he just gets up, he walks out of a room, he walks out of my house, and just walks all the way home, just because I had like 10,000 penises on the field.
there's nothing wrong with penises. I mean, I put on my Twitter that one of the things that I saw on this whole sexism in video games controversy is that there seems to be a huge amount of disgust for men enjoying their sexuality. I mean, men seeing women who are sexy has become like a sin.
Yes, it has.
And that's completely hypocritical because there's lesbians playing games and those bitches do objectify those women.
There's also gay guys who play the games.
Yes, those gay guys are trying, like with me, we're trying to pull our penis physics game.
I would totally be, I'm not gay, but I would totally be up for a game with really crazy penis physics. Like, it just flops all over the place because, they can't get it right. It's like, holy crap, how'd that penis end up in his mouth?
It's like a goat simulator for penises, just have it flying and all over the place.
You know that social justice warrior will call it a male fantasy, and they say that the penis is dangerous, and they will deny that women like seeing those things. Because, I don't know, supposedly they believe that women like men who look like candles.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they like the sort of men that are feminists. I mean, it's...
Have you seen did you saw the poll about Pornhub or RedTube? They were pulling a poll of what kind of porn women watch.
Right?
Oh yeah, lesbian was on the top of the list, as I remember.
Yeah, I don't get it. But the thing is that underneath that there was not just gay porn, which is the one I watch. There was also gangbang porn and rape porn. But there was gangbang porn like everywhere.
Well,
and that's obvious. Like, in gangbang porn, who is enjoying the whole act?
Speaking of, one of the odd things I've noticed is I do know a few of the crazy feminists, like the Tumblr feminists as I call them, and I actually do follow a few of her Tumblrs. Actually, I stopped following a few, one of the things I've noticed is they post a lot of rape pornography, which I've always found extremely odd and ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you need to consider that they are Tumblr feminists. I mean, they are really ironic in everything they say and do.
Yeah. And also, like, the objectification stuff, like, there you always see, like, these Mary Sue stories, or even worse, supernatural incest stories.
Oh,
Yeah.
One that...
Rape fan. How do you spell fantasy? Oh no, it's alright, I've already found it. Rape fantasy. Control rape fantasy, rape fantasy. Oh, there's lots of it, isn't there?
You know, there's also one that is called Fuck Machines, which is basically machine fucking women. I watched that.
Fuck machines.
Really, yes.
Like, what?
Machines! They're machines with dildos attached.
Like...
Oh, good grief. Thomas the Tank Engine.
I can find you a link.
There was a incident a few years ago where the people who do not like Gamergate very much were involved with the BDSM scene in California, and the particular site that does that pornography, I think it's called kink.com, because I know too much about everything, became a bit of a loving for these individuals because it professed that it was more less against the female pornography actors. It had better conditions, better pay, and they kind of had a love-in about it. It became a very big site. I believe it still is, but at some point a few years ago they fell out with it over something. One of the actresses came forward and complained that she hadn't been treated very well, so they still kind of idolize this kind of thing, you know, and it's still circulated in their circles.
Right. So, what, all the BDSM community are all feminist?
Yeah, there was a big thread on Reddit with one of the New York BDSM community leaders coming out saying this is how we got rid of social justice warriors, which fair for him, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, you take a look at a lot of these people's Tumblr page; they're into BDSM as almost like a general rule. I mean, and then you kind of look at it's like they're misandressed at the same time they watch, people. It's all the sort of inconsistency that we've come to expect from them, and that's what it is. It's walking inconsistencies.
Bloody degenerates.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for people doing what they want, but it is a bit bizarre that they don't just say, yeah, other people can do what they want. They are very focused on other people doing what they do. Very odd.
They're Puritans, basically. They're the same as these Puritanic people that they do what they want and then they judge everybody else. I mean, they were judging, like, in my MRA circles. Well, yes, I am a MRA, by the way. And
I'm egalitarian, so
yeah.
Yes, I'm also an egalitarian, but I'm an egalitarian MRA because I'm in men's rights space. The thing is that I was watching a video about a woman who works as a sex worker, and she was talking about how social justice warriors and feminists are basically becoming this very sex negative people, and they're basically becoming these puritanical people and attacking sex workers. And it's basically social justice warriors are appearing everywhere, and they are giving solutions that actually don't exist. I mean, they rather shame women into not doing what they want. They basically are trying to take away women's agency. That's why I became part of Gamergate, and that's why I became part of the MRA and the Honey Badger Radio part. And also, it has to do with this whole thing with Gamergate. Is not just about video games, it's also about academics. I mean, have you seen the Sargon of Akkad videos about the academia? Social justice warrior academia. Well, I'm a social I'm a social science bachelor, and I'm taking my degree. I'm going to finish my degree in international studies. I'm basically in that humanities, social science. What are you laughing about?
Oh, fucking illegal. Just keep talking. We were in the chat.
I'm sorry. I thought that you were laughing at me. Sorry. The thing is that
Don't mind him. He's drinking beer.
the social justice warrior desire of getting rid of peer review is a very serious issue in social science.
Oh,
We
God.
are basic. I mean, we are trying to be.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, absolutely. I mean,
we're trying
no,
to be as objective as we can, and they're trying to take objectivity away from an area which is already not of not being objective. And that's what I worry. I mean, I worry about. I like peer review. I like that things are like people telling me that what I'm doing actually can be verified. Like, yes, it's good what you're doing, or you can actually prove it. I mean, I'm doing my thesis now, and I'm freaking out because I don't know how to do it without sounding like it's everything about my field. So, and they want to take peer review away. And those people are the ones that are working in Kotaku and Gama Sutra.
You know what else is happening?
and, you know, it's like, oh, sorry. No, I was just going to kind of bring up a point. Like, I'm in the midst of academia myself, and there's this real sort of anti-academic movement within academia itself. I mean, it's not just peer review; it's this total abandon of facts and reason and rationality in favor of this sort of dogmatic, like I said before, religious view of it. I mean, I I have been in courses personally where essays don't even, essays and the sort of don't even require scholarly sources anymore. And this is completely serious. I mean that scholarly sources are the pinnacle of they're the foundation of any academic work, and this is not seen anymore. And this is there's a grave, and I talked about this in the last stream I was in. There's a grave anti-academia rising, especially in North America. I don't know how it is in Chile, but it's completely mad. It's completely it's completely wrecked apart. Where any sort of rational discussion is completely off the menu. I mean, this is just where we're going today. It's ridiculous.
I think there are a few greater societal trends. Sorry, I'm going a bit academic here, but being someone who's in industry and who's been through the whole degree process, we are at a point in certainly in the US and many parts of Europe where the number of old people is getting bigger and bigger. The number of people providing resources to them is getting smaller and smaller. The result is a push to get those older people to stay and work longer. It's a way to balance the books and keep the resources high. So what we do is we throw more and more people into university, whether they can achieve or not achieve. And this is a sad state of affairs. A lot of people do go to university that really just shouldn't bother. And as a consequence, the criteria for doing things correctly in university has dropped significantly to allow those people entry, to stop them being technically unemployed. The other problem is a number of industries, the one I'm in particular, suffers from big skills gaps that have developed. In my particular industry, I'm in oil, so there is a huge skills gap between the age of 30 and 50. There was a big glut, everything was good, and they didn't hire anyone for a long time, very few people. And all of the checks and balances that had been developed over 100 years were sacrificed in the name of profit for the wrong reasons. It was short-term profit over long-term sustainability. Now we're reaching a point where they're having to recruit more and more young folk. It's about control, and it's about the fact that these companies don't want to keep paying, well, they don't want to put back in place all these checks and balances. One, because there's so few people to put them in place who are actually trained, who will take the jobs. Two, they are now being demanded to give huge dividends to a large number of overage people who can't work. And 3, all the people in this QA/QC category are now extraordinarily expensive. Like, I'm almost 30. I was offered a role with someone for $300,000 a year as a consultant 2 days ago. And I said, no, you're mad, because I can't do the job. They're looking for someone who's a 60-year-old expert. This is happening throughout society. It's mad. They are really struggling to find people who can actually do QA/QC. So the logical conclusion to that is, if you can't find people that do it, you just pretend you don't need it, because it's too embarrassing.
Shit.
The way I see this going down is they're going to slowly just... Like, they're just going to keep getting offended by so many different things that they're just going to eat themselves from the inside out.
To an extent, yeah. They're very young. I'm hoping they'll grow out of it a bit. But like Brian said, you know, they haven't got anything else to do. They don't know how to do anything else except be shitlords.
They're stuck. They want control, but they don't realize they have to give up control to get a better outcome.
And I think a lot of them are just fucking nuts. I think they were nuts before they started. And their funny little ideology, they've only adopted that because it appeals to them as nutters. That it's everybody else's problem and not theirs or something. It's perfect for an narcissist, isn't it? It answers all the questions. The patriarchy has ruined my life. Whatever. Cool, I was looking at Tumblr, Communism Killed. Dustin Mullen, all sorts. Been really rude on there. Posted up a load of pictures of all these different death threats and stuff. Could read some of them out, actually. Might be fun. See what we've got. Yeah, she's put up a video of people threatening to decapitate her mother. It's Alex Walker saying, "You nasty, ugly, fuck-faced cunt. I'll do more than burn your house down. I'll rape your stupid shit fuck daughters, decapitate them and send you their butchered bodies."
What?
Or, yeah, that's what this Alex Walker chap said, who appears to be very young.
On Twitter?
Yeah. There was another one as well from Jan Hendrik Engelbrecht. "Have fun in hell, you bigoted piece of shit. I hope someone does burn your house down. You are the epitome of the reason that people hate white people. So fuck you for making us seem like shit for your fucked up view."
Oh my god. One of the things, I find white guilt so funny. Coming from a known half-white person.
Well, fortunately, when you're Scottish, you don't have white guilt.
No.
You just have 10,000 screaming Highlanders telling you to fight everyone that you have to resist.
I just find it funny as an Irishman having white guilt placed on me. Like, up until the 1500s, I think we were still slaves.
We were, yeah.
Yeah, it was only until like the Pope said probably should stop that we were actually and then we didn't even have independence till like 100. It's just funny, you know. We're lumped in with all the colonials like the British and whatnot, even though I mean what you know, it's funny. It's just white guilt is one of those things. It's like when you look at it objectively, you look at slavery, you look at colonization. White people in general are no worse than any of the, like, you know, like specifically today, there's still child sex slavery in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Southeast Asia, not really reported on, but of course the one time that, you know, white people did slavery, that's the one time it mattered, right?
Look at the Jews.
You saw the guy in Miracle of Sound, he went mad over a certain LW4, whoever it was, saying, yeah, every white male, and she's like, well, I'm an Irish guy. We had a freaking famine that wiped out a ton of the population.
Well, I have a bunch of...
You know, it's crazy. Yeah.
I have a bunch of Balt friends, and just a few decades ago, they were facing genocide. After World War II, Russia took over, and they mass deported people to Siberia. There's mass killings as well. Also, I have another friend in Malaysia, and she's a Chinese woman living in Malaysia. And over there, you have Malay supremacy. It's a racist system. You had a Chinese journalist who was killed by the government, and nothing happened. There's all this oppression that, completely beats out of water anything that we have happening here in the U.S. But everybody has an America-centric view. Whatever happens in my neighborhood must be the same throughout the world.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole. Do you remember that they were trying to create a law to basically control the internet from the United States, passing a law on the Senate?
Yeah.
That's the most American-centric, almost imperialistic view of the internet. Is basically the internet is the U.S. and we control it so we can do whatever we want to everybody else.
Well, that is exactly imperialistic, and the real problem we have in the West, and I say this as someone coming from the UK, whether I want to be there or not, I mean, I work around the world, but what we have is a system where we preach democracy, fuzzy thinking, and happy joy time at home, called them whatever that parliament is or function, and then we use our corporate wing to essentially extract resources and wealth from other countries. And we do things in other countries that are not terribly nice. Not saying I agree or disagree with everything that happens. Sometimes it's very beneficial to everyone involved, but it's not always great. And the real problem these governments are dealing with is they actually never wanted an internet anyway. They wanted something that they could control. In the case of the UK, it has much worse data control through GCHQ than the US has. It's very strict. They're currently blocking a ton of stuff in terms of torrent sites, and they went mad over the London student riots. And I say this as a fairly right-wing person. The student riots, fine, they had a riot. They were pretty pissed off. They were amping all this money for education that wasn't any good. What was the complaint of the police? Oh, they're using these Blackberries and we can't crack the communications like Facebook or Twitter. It was in the newspaper. They're like, yeah, we're proud that we have complete access to all the data and that we have our own little set of laws and we can make Google or Facebook or Twitter buckle at any time we want. They have extraordinary cyber capabilities to manipulate things, and they're not comfortable with the idea that companies can act through borders if they're not under their control. They're not particularly comfortable that the internet works that way either. Yeah. It was not intended to do so from what I see.
The American government has gotten the same way. It's like, oh shit, we can't control the internet. People are actually talking about shit they want to talk about. What do we do?
Control the internet somehow.
Yeah,
oh my
like
God, of course. That's exactly what's happening. That's what these SJWs are doing. They're like,
what?
Well, they're using, instead of controlling the internet per se, they're controlling it with the SJW. You think, what do? They get in everywhere and tell people what to do.
Look at Will Wheaton's article that he wrote, where he's talking about how people shouldn't be anonymous online.
Will Wheaton is a silly, silly man with very silly little levels of relevance.
Yeah. He can only act as himself now.
Well, I mean, that's a step up from his TV personality, but not much further. Like,
shut up, Wesley.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things that I really liked about Hot Wheels quote about how it was a Hot Wheels quote.
Yes.
It said that with anonymity, everybody is the same, like everybody's equal, being anonymous. Wow. And that's one of the things that's maybe why the social justice warriors want to take anonymity away, because they cannot stop seeing gender or race. I mean, just Full Macintosh the other time with the Star Wars trailer, he said that he saw a woman pilot, a black person, and somebody else. And somebody said, Full Macintosh saw races and gender. Gamergate just saw 3 pilots.
Yeah, and it's funny because like it looks like equality. You know, they say equality, but what they really mean is not equality. I remember Sargon's latest This Week in Subi is talking about how the gender pay gap has essentially ended in the UK, and they're still pushing for more. I mean, it's these funny things that they keep preaching this message of equality and tolerance, and again, much like a religion, and then they act completely out of that context. I mean, they're completely non-egalitarian. I mean, the hint is in the name. You know, I mean, you can't preach equality and then have a gendered word to it. And I've had these conversations time and time again. It's completely non-egalitarian. And as an egalitarian who cares a lot about equality, I find that frustrating.
They also twist a lot of They also twist a lot of liberal concepts, like for example, the idea of privilege was originally used to kind of get the people that were less well off and raise them up. But instead of raising other people up, what it's instead trying to do is push other people down. Like, oh, your opinion doesn't matter because you're privileged. You know, and they'll always manage to find a privilege. Oh, you're a woman arguing about something? Oh, well, you're white, so you have white privilege. You know, oh, you're a black guy? Oh, well, you have male privilege. And they'll always work it so that it works out best for them. You know, if they find their views, well, then they'll try to reduce the amount of privilege that they have. Whereas if it's someone that they disagree with, oh, you know, they have X privilege.
Well, it's like sin, you know. It's like they shut down discussion by saying, "Oh, you're just, you know, you're a sinner. You have privilege, and you know, we are pure." You know.
You were born a certain way, so your opinion is worth less, and that is
original sin. You know, it's hilarious. You see the parallels with religion all the time. You know.
I've heard that parallel drawn before, and it is true enough, isn't it? That they're using it like original sin to browbeat people, to point out the heretics and silence them. It's so sexy, isn't it? There must be some gamergaters who are drawn to this struggle just because they're, you know, what's the word? They're masochists. They're absolute masochists. They enjoy it when all these horrible people shout all this stuff about it.
Well, I think we all must be to a point if we're willing to put up the kind of shit people say about Gamergate while posting about it.
Well, you know what I think it is?
Regardless of the evidence.
I think it's more about us being bullied in the past. I mean, we've always been kind of nerds that just sit around playing video games, you know, a bunch of women, guys, gay people. We just sit around and play video games because we want to. And we've always been weird because of it. And then suddenly everybody's like calling us names, and we're like, too bad. We've dealt with that shit before. We don't care.
And we're being bullied by the same preppy people. You know, these are all upper middle class, San Francisco, typically white individuals who are bullying the nerds. You know? So it's funny. It's the same. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. It's high school all over again, except, you know, it's completely different. Except we're the oppressors this time.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that we must be the oppressors because they all seem to work for us now.
Yeah.
We're all dancing to our tune. They must be fucking shitting themselves. They're all working in an industry where they have to make content for us.
And that's why they hate us. I mean, that's why they kill gamers. Because they don't want us. They don't want to make things for us. But they think, because they think we're losers. And that's why do they have to become developers then? Do other things.
And then they're not very good at it. They
well, actually,
should rethink that idea, especially.
It really does. You okay?
I hit my head.
Oh no.
Sorry. But it really does bother some people. Like, how many people here have saw the video that I told you about of my friend Alexandria?
No.
It's titled "Why Social Justice Warriors Don't Represent Me."
Oh, I saw it, but I didn't saw it. I saw it on the feed.
I'll pin that some more, but I fell asleep the other night.
I think that she makes a really good argument where she basically points out that these people are inventing various problems, and that actually serves to distance people from going into the community. You know, like she's talking about when she was a little girl, she wanted to get into computer science, and people made fun of her, and she had to do everything herself. And now, if all these people saying you'll get harassed, you'll get doxxed, you'll get threatened, people want to kill you, really extreme things. And that's going to basically be enough to push some people over the edge and say, I really love gaming, I really want to get into computers, but it's just too dangerous, so I'll just do something else instead.
Yeah. And touching
I
on
watched. Sorry, you can talk.
I was actually just going to quickly talk about what you were saying before, when it's like they don't want to make games stressful. These these preppy kids that they had all the power and they would always have the power. That's why they want to make games that aren't fun, that aren't catered towards gamers, that aren't, because it's that revenge of the nerds thing. It's like the world moved on past them, moved past their sort of worldview, moved past them having the power, and it's a sort of desperate power grab that they're trying to pull now, and that's exactly why these must be misogynists, must be nerds, because they don't fit our worldview. And Aaron gets spots on when he kind of discusses that. So I mean, absolutely, and that's now they've come onto our turf, and they're like, after all these years of being bullied, we're not just going to stand for it. We're not going to let we're not going to take it anymore. Quite simple.
Of course, we are adults.
Well, more than that, I mean, I was never someone who was horrendously bullied, but I was always someone who was a gamer, and I always kept myself to myself. The trick to gamers is, normally when we start to lose HP, that means we fight harder, we don't stop. We aren't like other communities they've encountered that they wanted to manipulate with. They're learning that we just don't stop, we just keep coming back. And every time they knock someone out, 10 more pop up because they go, oh, this is a problem for me now. Yeah. They are really shitting themselves because it just gets worse the thing they do.
Yeah, we learned how to slay the dragon a long time ago. We can keep fucking going on. How many game overs have we been through?
And we can tweet faster, we can leave comments faster, we can write emails faster, we have louder voices and bigger and deeper pockets than they have.
It's true.
Not all of us.
Maybe not
all of us. A very
us.
loud voice.
I have over 200 games on my Steam. Okay, I've dropped a lot of money on games. I'm willing to keep dropping money to keep their dumbass shit out of my games.
People do think like that. I think like that as well. I mean, often I'm just thinking, I keep saying to myself, this week I'm going to go down and get a 20 quid Steam voucher and do a competition, or do something that pushes it. It's like, like dropping money on games is kind of nothing. It's something that most of us have broken on cherry on. I think that does show. We've raised vast amounts of money, nearly 120 grand for various causes. Amazing. So, yeah, I think that is an important factor. I'll shut up now. I'm just rambling.
Did you saw the John McIntosh tweet about basically saying that there was a need to make non-fun games?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So weird. I mean, presumably they want some kind of learning experience, like more of these interactive teaching.
We just want Gone Home.
Yeah.
Here's what I don't understand about their plan of attack. It's like, okay, we're going to take everything that we don't like out of the game because these people like them. We're the ones that play the games. So if they stop taking that out of the game, we're going to quit buying the games because we want to do what we want to do.
That's why they're trying to push us up, though. I mean, they're trying to corrupt. They're trying to turn it into their sort of sphere of influence. I mean, they saw video games like, oh, this is kind of cool. And so that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to subvert it into their own image. It's that sort of corrupter sort of thing, and they're used to the world orbiting around their interests, orbiting around their desires. So that's why they're doing this.
It baffles my mind, though, is why these game developers are getting in on the system when it's going to hurt them. Because we're going to quit buying their games. I don't understand it.
That's why gamers are dead. That's why they want other people inside games besides gamers. And that's why they say, we need a new name.
Yeah.
Because they don't want gamers, they want other things.
When you think of the developer problem, there is there's two issues here. One is, yeah, the big developers and publishing houses for many years have been being very naughty with the relationship with the press, very incestuous, for sure. The second problem is that these guys have planted people in organizations to affect the outcome of designs. And there's nothing wrong with these people adding extra content because they think there's an extra viewpoint that will sell more copies. I'm not the kind of person who freaks out because there's a gay storyline in Mass Effect 2 in the romance options. Whatever. I don't mind. You know, as long as the other storylines exist, which do sell games. I think the problem is they are now kind of reaching the point where their own biases, as they influence these products, cause them to eliminate product that people want. And they don't get it because they're blind to what they miss. And that's not good. There was someone raised the point that, you know, Dragon Age Inquisition has 0 attractive females in it. I'm not going to say that's true because I haven't bought the game yet. Actually, I won't buy it until it's heavily discounted because it's not on my favorite platform called Steam. It's on that Sherry Origin thing, you know. But if that's the case, then I bet they'll sell less copies because, despite the fact they might not like heterosexual viewpoints and they might not like males, they are predominantly the people who would buy Dragon Age Inquisition.
They are attractive. They are attractive females in Dragon Age Inquisition. I watched the gameplay because I watch like shows like Let's Play, and there is a lot of attractive women. They are non-conventional women, but they are still very much attractive. One was, I mean, in the Let's Play I was watching, one they call one Christina Hendricks because she looks like Christina Hendricks. So it's not that she was ugly. Everybody, there's one that is actually, I think that there is a transgender male in the game. There is a woman who binds herself to appear male, and she's still very attractive.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I don't care about that. Like, if I'm in a game and one of my party members, like Final Fantasy or something, and one of my party members is a gay dude, but he's kicking the dragon's ass, I'm like, you go, gay dude, you kick that dragon's ass. Like, who cares?
Oh yeah, I mean, they were basically saying that we didn't like gay people. I think it was Newsweek now.
That Newsweek's became a riot. It's hilarious.
What's happening?
They get massacred every time they post an article.
The hot
Oh yeah, that Newsweek one. Did you see all the comments underneath the Newsweek? Everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" Like, that was obviously a bad idea to put that banhammer in. You know, like, it's like you freaking banned over 40,000 or whatever. How many people they banned on Twitter?
10,000.
Yeah, I forget the number.
10,492.
Yeah, and now they're playing damage control. They're like, oh, the reason why it was banned is because there was a flaw in the system. No, because you kept accusing everybody of harassment when they weren't harassing people.
Including their friends.
Yeah, including their friends.
I'm in the block list. I'm basically blocked by Raspberry Pi, by Games Job. I don't know. I'm blocked by everybody.
Me too. Yeah. We all,
And this block list are just and these block lists are just that sort of Inquisition style. I mean, they don't have the power yet to actually enforce some sort of greater punishment on us for harassing people. So they go out and they build these block lists because that's what they can do. I mean, that's why we have to be careful how much power they're given, because if they had more power to do more to us, they would. But the thing is, they can only block us at this point.
Yeah. They would line us all up to shoot us if they could. Wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean, they treated the chairman of the IDGA like crap just because he said, "Why are you putting me in this list?" And they said, "No, you are a secret gamergater. Why are you in this block list? We have discovered you, And basically, I think he got fired or he quit. I don't know.
I think he said he still is part of it, but he's
Really
pretty
pissed.
cross. Yeah. So this is a guy who was programming games before all these people were born.
They were the anti-gamergaters were trying to make it fire him, like getting him fired, because they believe that he was a gamergate, a person inside gamergate. And he said, no, it's not really. It's just like Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken got blocked.
So mental. I just couldn't work out.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say the obvious. They got cock blocked.
Yes.
Get it? Because it's chicken.
Oh,
all right, I'm
yeah,
done.
Sorry.
I was saying that people probably that Kentucky Fried Chicken was blocked because Shu on Head, she likes chicken nuggets.
So, my first instinct when all that happened was to join a bunch of websites that had nothing to do with it. Just friend loads of people that sort of had nothing to do with Gamergate. And then the people told me, well, that ain't going to work, that won't do anything because they got to friend you back. And I was like, ugh. But then I noticed that one of the things I joined was a Justin Bieber type thing. And they were trying to get people to join like into big groups so they could make mass tweets. And I thought, well, if we went into a few of those, then it would make loads and loads of random people end up on the Gamergate block list. There's sort of people all over Twitter started finding this out. But anyway, I gave up.
You know those Justin Bieber bitches are crazy.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, if we could get Justin Bieber to follow about 20 Gamergate accounts, and then they block several million, or you get Steam to follow to, something like that. 2 million, 5 million people blocked on the list. But the problem is what they do is there is a flaw in their system. If it goes over 17,000 people, it crashes. It can't cycle fast enough through the Twitter API. So that's why they removed Adam Baldwin, I believe.
Right. So famous people, get them added to the list and they will screw the whole thing up. Or someone with, say if someone had 17,000 followers and they were on the block list, that would screw things up a bit.
Oh yeah.
It's the whole thing's a mess because the way Twitter works is you have to send one push to one pull signal. So it must take them several hours to run the code that collates the list of names. Twitter is very slow at this.
And it's only like one girl. Is that the same girl? The same crazy bitch?
Well, I guess there's a team of them now, organizing, conflating it, pushing it. But yeah, they can't do anything with it really. It's very slow.
Yeah, they were interviewing her, saying that she created a tool to avoid harassment from
the list, but
trolls.
it's not a thing. She's a horrible creature, isn't she? I was looking at her Encyclopedia Dramatica page today. They really don't like her. It said right.
Oh no, she's a cunt.
Yeah,
she's whitelisted known harassers too.
Yeah.
Like when she was earlier on, Margaret Gell was also blacklisted. I mean, she's whitelisted now, but when somebody pointed out the discrepancy that Margaret Gell, who runs the Gamergate Harassment Patrol, a group meant to stop harassment, is blocked, and the guy who is known to harass people was whitelisted. When they called out, she basically said, well, the tool is not to stop nastiness, it's to stop Gamergate. And that right there sums it all up. They don't care about harassment whatsoever. It's just a means to they care about is stopping Gamergate.
Yeah, but they basically harassed Claire Schumann until she had to delete her account.
Yeah.
They harass her and harass her and harass her and make these stupid questions to her, and she was like, I don't know what to say. And they basically, like, until she cried, they make her cry, and then she deleted her tweet.
Do you know?
And later on, freaking Brianna Wu messaged in saying, "Oh, this person actually was not a sock puppet." You know, oh, I talked to this person like a month ago. Seemed really nice.
Yeah, and that wasn't enough for old blue rinse woman.
No, she keep shitting on her, saying that she was a sock puppet and she was a secret gamergator. It's like communism. It's like McCarthyism.
Yeah.
Everybody's a secret gamergator.
And the bizarre thing is,
if everybody is, well, good.
You know
Well,
what?
actually, I
the
think
turning point is?
most people are secret gamergaters. I think most people are surprisingly moderate and willing to protest when people do stupid shit. So they should be very worried that should we talk to people, they become gamergaters, because that has been the trend.
Yeah. Yes.
Probably 80% of people are secret gamergaters.
Yeah.
Tough luck.
And the turning point to me was when they started attacking, what's his name, for landing the probe on the comet.
Yeah.
And he was wearing that
yeah.
shirt.
Taylor?
And everybody, like, people that weren't even in Gamergate at all, they were like, what are you talking about? This dude is wearing a Hawaiian shirt with a woman on it that was designed by another woman, and you're going to accuse him of misogyny when he's not a misogynist at all, and everybody called them on their bullshit. Like, main media was calling them on their bullshit. And everybody was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're crazy.
Yeah.
And then they had to play so much damage control. They keep fucking up.
Yes, they do have to. They do force themselves into a lot of damage control. Right?
Yeah, they're the kings of backpedaling.
Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to be good at this subterfuge shit. They're just not. They're bad. Very, very bad. And I don't see how they managed to stay so bad when they're so experienced at integrating stuff, so organised, they've got academic. They're just bad. They're representing themselves. It's mad all the time.
It's because, I mean, they cannot control themselves because they're incredibly narcissistic. They are going to lose their shit and they're going to say something dumb because they cannot avoid having the ultimate say. And that's how they say the stupidest shit. Like, and they also have the money, so they are completely detached. These people are so privileged, actually privileged. Some of them are incredibly rich, that they are completely detached from reality. And they don't actually get to know real struggle. That's why they have to invent struggle, because they cannot see them. They cannot see
That makes
the
so much
struggles
sense.
Well, they believe they're so above, you know, not prosecution, but I mean, they're so above like the law of common opinion. They'll do whatever they want, and they'll get away with it because they have those connections, because they have that wealth, and they'll create all these rules, like you said, because of it, also because, you know, they need that excitement. I mean, these are people who grew up in a safe neighborhood, a safe suburb, went to good schools, you know, went through university probably with little effort. I mean, if you can make a master's thesis like Aeneas Sarkeesian, you can. I mean, it's a laugh, you know. So if you can get through life with that much ease, you need to create conflict in order to fulfill that sort of primal urge, you know.
I've read frickin' Anita Sarkeesian's master thesis. It was like she threw up on paper.
It's honestly, we're not going to passing grade in any sort of academic field in a first-year paper. Forget a master's thesis. Forget that. I mean, I showed a TA that I'm friends with, a teaching assistant that I'm friends with, the paper, and they said, no, we would not even pass this for first-year students. This is ridiculous. It's
amazing.
laughably bad.
You cannot have a thesis without a thesis in it. Essentially, what a thesis is a set of base data, a methodology to rigorously apply it, and therefore a series of conclusions. She makes it up as she goes along. There is no methodology. There is no base data, virtually. Well, there is base data, but the way it's misconstrued and then jumps to one conclusion
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just confirming bias. It's not doing any science at all. That's not a thesis.
Just assumptions. I mean, everybody has to have like something like process tracing or comparative, like comparing two cases, or I don't know, like historical facts. I don't know. There has to be a process to do to bring out the conclusions, but not give the conclusions in the beginning and then just repeat it at the end.
Well,
I think there's something. I think there's something very important about that thesis when I think about these people. And there's two things. They can either be one, malicious opportunists, or two, naive and undereducated and incapable. So what do I mean? We talk about them in terms of, they're racist, this, that, the other. Well, I think it's a shame to put these people in with racists. I'm sure there are a lot of racists in the world. I'm sure there's tons of them. But I wouldn't label these people as racist. They're just opportunists. They will take any label they can and they will apply it to make money out of it or a career. They're con artists.
Yeah, we know that.
Now, if they're not con artists, then they are these people who are so naive that they think they're actually doing the right thing, but they're being played by con artists.
I think it's an element of both, really. I mean, you have. I think they're opportunistic, naive people. I mean, it's elements of both. Nia Sarkeesian, for instance, she graduated from this teleseminar thing, but at the same time, she's being used by Jonathan McIntosh to sort of fulfill this bizarre vision of the world. I mean, and you have Jonathan McIntosh himself, someone who is clearly mentally ill, if not, severely intellectually damaged, who's pushing forward these things with a mixture of the sort of naive view that what he's thinking is right, but at the same time trying to create this agenda. So I think I think these are opportunistic, naive people who have been conned by whatever academic circles they originate from into believing that what they think their vision of the world is right, and so they pursue that with opportunistic intent.
I think a lot of us come finally round to the idea that none of these people are really truly believing their politics and that they are in it for fucking money. If you look at it, they're more like a group than they are like a politics because they're so closely geographically located. That is kind of odd. They've all been to the same university, college, kind of thing, grown up in the same place. They're all making money out of it. If you look at Zoe Quinn, nearly every opportunity she gets, she will ask for money. That thing with Fine Young Cannibals, instantly she's asking for money for their account. Like she's expecting, she's already trying to ask for money. The Fine Young Cannibals. Did I say cannibals again? I always say that.
I'm sure they are fine cannibals too.
They certainly are very good at cannibalism. My God.
No, that's like a music group.
It was, yes. Well done. Yeah, they were okay, I guess. But that guy's voice, Roland Gift was on. Johnny, yes, Sammy. It was all up there. I was kind of like, whoa, wow, dude, amazing.
That's right when I joined. It's amazing that Gamergate can donate tens of thousands of dollars to get more women into game development. And then you have Anti-Gamergate pushing throughout the entire media this absurd story that we just can't stand women in our little club. It's a boys' club.
It's full of everyone.
It's a boys' club full of every kind of sort of boy you could think of that even looks like women.
It surely must be an obvious, massive generalization when somebody tries to say one particular thing about such a wide group of people. It's like people who play games. Well, that could be bloody anyone. Everyone plays games of some sort, and it just astounds me that all these media agencies never turn around and say, well, you can't say that. That's a total generalization. They just, no, misogyny in games. Let's just tar a whole group of people that are absolutely diverse, who aren't even a nation, and just who come from all over the world. It surely should be people should be incredulous that there is any way of generalising about that large group. But we do. Yeah, it stuns me and they get away with it all the time. Sorry, I'm done. I'm sitting in the background here, like working on the picture of this podcast. It's just GG coloured, basically, and a bit abstract. So if I sound a bit distant, it's because I'm fiddling around with it.
Yeah. So what else did happen like this week? There was like a lot of clickbaity things. Like there was news about how women are better in writing, like creating story-based games.
Good for them.
What?
Good for them. I want the best story writers.
The thing is that they were saying like, why is this? They were saying, Gamergate, like they are saying that women are better writers at like writing story-based games, and they were like saying, why are they trying to say that we wouldn't want women writing games, or creating games? Like,
it's just a narrative.
They
Of course.
They have to take it down.
Yeah,
when the Huffington Post made the quote, they had to immediately withdraw it after all these Gamergate people jumped on like, that's very good. Now I can just program because I hate making up stories. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Whoa,
and you kind of have to ignore these stories at this point. I mean, we're receiving all these like girl power stories, at least 2 a week at this point, maybe more. I don't know all the main sources. So yeah, I mean, we're getting all these supposed studies that show that women are so much better at men at this and that and this and whatnot. It's all you have to take with a grain of salt. And at this point, it's tuning out these stories because honestly, you would lose your mind. I mean, I saw an article a few days ago about how bike laws are sexist. It was on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
How because they cause bad hair days, it's
Let
sexist.
That's what I said. Let them go without helmets. If they fucking wreck and die, that's their damn sexist fault.
Yes.
Yeah, but then it's the patriarchy who didn't, heal their wounds in the hospital after they cracked their skull on the sidewalk.
If I didn't exist and impress them, their head would have healed faster.
Yeah.
My sister doesn't wear a helmet. I don't know why.
Well, she doesn't like being oppressed. Well, she doesn't like being oppressed by our patriarchy of helmets. That's why. Helmets reinforce that medieval view that it's all about men and knights, I guess, riding bikes or whatever.
I was going to say, what's she doing on a motorcycle anyway? It sounds dangerous.
Where was her guardian? Yeah, sorry, apologies. That was bad taste. But when you put a helmet onto a lady, the patriarchy waves, they go into the front of the helmet and then they bounce around. It's like gamma radiation. And it just saturates her with patriarchy and misogyny, and she can't escape. It's a cruel thing to do.
Absolutely. Well, shouldn't they become like the Hulk then? If they're getting so much gamma radiation, then you think one of them would like...
No, they become subservient. They accept everything men say. A terrible, terrible state to be in. They lose all agency instantaneously when the helmet's in place.
Trying to explain Gamergate to someone that I know right now.
Oh, good luck.
I explained it to my mama.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's like a clusterfuck.
I explained it to my mother, and my mother was like, wow, really? Like, she was like, really, well, I don't know, she was really interested, but she was supportive. So
it just baffles my mind. It's kind of like they're willing to oppress women not to their viewpoint. And it's like, okay, we're all about women and empowering women, and at the same time, because these women don't think the same way we do, they don't belong in the industry we want them or our women to belong in. I mean, it's like, okay, like I understand if you wanted, more women in the industry. I don't care, And what you said earlier about, what was it, women that are capable at writing better stories, yeah, that's actually psychologically true. They can
Yeah.
manage all the different characters a lot easier than men can when they write stories. So yeah, that's a boon for the video game industry, considering it's an interactive experience, and the better written characters means a better written game and better experience all around. So why are we as Gamergate, trying to take women out of that when it would make our game better in the long run? And I don't understand their thought process.
Well, it's
I
because
think
it
it's.
They
Sorry.
don't have it.
Yeah, it's because it's not about empowerment. It's about pushing this ideology. It's not about empowerment. That's why with one side of their mouth they say, yeah, we're all about equality and empowerment and whatnot. With the same thing, they're like, yeah, if you're not a feminist, you're the enemy. It's because Gamergate is the enemy. Gamergate is this the Cathars basically, and they're trying to push this idea that any heretic must be obliterated, and that's all it is.
It's kind of sad to me, though, because we have feminists in Gamergate. Like, what does that say about you, the social justice warriors, when we have some of them on our side saying, no, what you're saying is a bunch of bullshit?
Well,
how are people buying into this? Like, I don't understand it.
I think I remember reading a long article written by a guy who had his wife explain this to him 4 or 5 times for him to understand it and parse it into a sort of guy's viewpoint. And it was about how female social groups work versus how male social groups work. I'm not saying this is true. And the more I look at these people and their clique, I think back to this article. It was written a few years ago. I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember who wrote it. Maybe I'm making it up for the most part because it's been in the back of my head. But what it basically said is that for a lot of women, they live in a more communal world than men. Men can be communal, but they're very competitive within their community. They compete. They don't make allowances the same way women do. They don't give respect automatically when someone else introduces them. You've got to earn it. And therefore, when guys interact, we deal with very hard lines of how things should be done. We're not diplomatic the same way many ladies are, and many ladies are not, because I know many women who ain't that social.
Yeah, men interact, we're pretty much heavy-handed. It's kind of like, I like you, or I don't fucking like you.
Yeah, but the point he made, which was so subtle, that maybe I don't get when I interact with people, is they are traveling around in groups of people, and they are mutually protecting each other and advancing each other's needs. So whenever they have a failed relationship with a sexual partner because they think they can do better, they will arrange informally for one of their peer group who they think he is a good match for to then go with them because he might have resources or whatever they think good for them. So you look at this group, they are willing to exclude other women from the conversation because it lowers their ability to have resources. They no longer have exclusive right to the market. That's why they don't want women in games unless it's them.
It's their women, the wrong kind
Their
of
women. Their type of people that will protect them are the right people that they want in the industry. That's all it is. So they can get jobs from those women, and it's just this mutual support network of them, and it's a mess. And this is how it's puritanical. This is how it's very communist, as people say, Marxist collectivism. It's not a system that gaming communities to date have ever cared about or dealt with. And this is why they're so shocked when gamers reject them, because the communities they came from don't have such an absolutist viewpoint where that kind of communalism is just ignored completely as tripe.
Yeah. I don't understand women. I don't know how they work.
Neither do I.
Even I'm a complete antisocial. I'm like a complete antisocial. and don't have friends. So that's why I don't get women. I don't understand how they work. I mean, there's things that I don't get why they get angry. Women sometimes get angry for shit that I don't understand. Like, they get angry for something that you say, and you don't get what they are angry, but they suddenly become angry, and they don't want to talk to you. And or they make it like they are not angry, and then they stab you in the back. So I don't get it.
I think fundamentally the gamer community is more meritocratic. I mean, you respect people who do well in what they're doing. You know, like with esports, for instance. You know, you have people like Dendy, and like we really respect people who are very good at what they do. Whereas, you know, the sort of Marxist and you know Marxism and sort of Marxist philosophies, at least in the sort of academic circles I'm familiar with, are very much reinforced. And I assume it's the same way in where their universities were too. So I mean, it's that difference of background because they're coming from a more Marxist academic background. We're coming from a meritocratic video game background. Those things can't possibly mesh. You know, we see people with very little merit coming into this place, demanding all these things, demanding equality with the rest of us. And meanwhile, we're saying, okay, well, you have to prove it. You have to show that you have the skill. You have the right to talk about video games. And I think that's the difference in communications because we come from very different viewpoints. We can't have cohabitating philosophies.
No. They're just shit at games and we know it and we're not going to hide that fact, are we? Yeah.
Well, I've always viewed a lot of the stuff of men and women in the game field as the same. Although I'm also reminded of a really funny story. Before I told you that, you know, I'm a very liberal person and a bunch of my ever liberal friends basically gave me a bunch of harassment and blocked me. So one of the guys sent me like this big message telling me how horrible I am, how Gamergate's a misogynist movement, etc., etc., and then blocked me before I could send any reply. But the funny thing happened after that, where his wife, that I also have on Facebook, has just been going through and liking all of my Gamergate stuff, and it turns out she's a Gamergate supporter. So you have my husband saying it's about misogyny, and then you have a wife being like, it's about
ethics, misogyny, ethics, misogyny, ethics. Right,
well, just the idea that it's all these guys talking about, you know, how it's we really hate women, even when the people that they're arguing against are women. Like, this woman hates woman, and she doesn't
they're
want
no woman.
any girls in gaming because reasons.
Because reasons.
And I want to put a disclaimer on my earlier phrase. I think many guys do behave this way too. Many can be cronyistic. So these new female developers joining as a result of the increasingly large indie scene find those guys who share their common community. They're usually in the journalist industry because the journalist industry pays crap, takes substandard people. Very few rise to the top and provide quality content and become self-sustaining. You know, so it makes sense to me why it's occurring. It makes sense to me why they behave this way. The problem is you can't take people over the age of 20 and train them how to think in a sensible way.
No.
They're stuck. They're damaged adults until they die, I'm afraid.
Yes. Yes.
Same with me, by the way. I'm a damaged adult until I die. I'm above 20. Easily.
Well, we all are. Yeah. We all
I am too. I'm one of those damaged adults you're talking about. I'm sorry.
Fixed philosophies, fixed ideologues. It's not mutable anymore. I'm no longer a kid. Broken.
I'm broken. Oh no.
So broke. I should start a Patreon.
I think we all should be equal, and that you should not censor my video games. I'm a broken person.
Yeah, so look, they just gotta leave the video alone. I don't care what they do.
The thing is that they're still saying the whole sock puppet thing. They're actually keeping that narrative to the extreme that a woman was like basically somebody called a girl a dude, a white dude, and she was like she showed him a picture of herself so he could know that it was a woman, and he basically no, you have to put like the last the paper with the date. Basically, like she was kidnapped. Like he had to put the newspaper with the date of that day, Because if not, he thought that that was a picture from somebody else. Why cannot people just? I mean, why do I have to prove that I'm a woman? Obviously, I have to prove that I don't need to prove. You can see it. But
It's all. Yeah, they don't engage in good faith. Every time they don't engage in good faith.
Here's the thing I see about this, though. Like, okay, like I could see you're clearly a woman, but you might be trans. But either way, the social justice warriors should be on your side on that fact, because it's like they protect the trans women and stuff, you know, but they don't act like it. Also, I'm supposed to give a shout out to my friend Mike because I sent him a link watching this.
Yo, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Why I left Thailand? What?
Hey?
Oh, he was talking about how he doesn't know for sure that you're not transgendered, so it's like I was kind of
why I left Thailand?
You never know. I might have been an extremely attractive Taiwanese lady 5 years ago.
Well, I mean,
we will have to censor the podcast.
Yes.
Until it's social justice proved that you're allowed to talk with us, or you might be abused horrendously by various Twitter personalities.
I don't care.
Yeah,
By the way,
it's just comical.
Yeah.
I might be
I don't
leaving.
care if they call me a dude.
I might be leaving the stream a bit early.
Oh, that's cool.
What?
Okay. Well, it was quite interesting. You know, thinking about these people engaging in bad faith. I was on a stream 3 times with this guy's called Androdal, and there was Base Parrot, various others, and Remy Mom, etc. And it was funny because we invited this guy called Cause, who's a frequent poster on the anti-side.
Yeah,
and we invited him for 2 sessions. So he spoke for about 4 hours, questioning, talking. And it's the whole issue of engaging in bad faith. They don't understand that we don't eat it up. So this guy called Cause, I think he was Swedish or German, but everyone kept offering him ways to build a bridge. Yeah. Oh, well, if you talk to me, I'll show you the harassment people on Gamergate get. I'm on the Gamergate harassment patrol, says Remy Mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Never did it. Oh, well, I agree with you on this topic. This is very important to me, and you have said that you agree. No, I don't want to talk about that anymore. They intrinsically are not able to build their side of the bridge because the idea of even finding common ground and accepting that there is everything in the world isn't what they've been told from above, that they refuse to do it. They are fundamentally engaging in bad faith all along. They cannot challenge their own internal bias and prejudices.
Yeah. See, I see this a lot as they sound like creationists.
Oh, it's totally. It's a new church that's terrified of women's bodies on church. It's terrified of games being violent. It's terrified that its people don't control it. It wants politics to go its way. It is a new church. It's a new
Jesus.
What's the word? Not secular. The opposite.
A cult.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's a cult. It wants to be more than that. It wants to be a religion. It wants to run a state where it has the mandate, command and control of everything. And fortunately, I think it's very few people. But the problem is these things do grow somewhat cancerously. This is why I never shout people down when they say, I want to take this a step further, I want to talk about boycotting this. I agree that it's nicer to give carrots to people that do it rightly. But if you want to boycott it, well, if these people really are those people, if it's a cancer and it's going to grow, you chop it out and you let the good flesh go with it. It's the way it always works in these types of situations.
Why are these social justice warriors are so afraid of penis?
Oh, well, it's the same as the old kind of conservative 60-year-old lady in her house writing into the BBC in points of view that she saw a penis at 2 o'clock in the morning on the TV, and how could this ever happen? in the modern world where everything should be controlled and she shouldn't say that. You know, they are terrified of people being sexually active. They're terrified of dissenting thought. And this guy needs to speak, so I'll shut up.
I mean, guys, if you're scared of penises, I mean, I'm gonna get you over your fear real fast. I'm sorry.
Some very odd stuff. I've seen 2 articles so far, basically siding with women who decide to cheat on their partners.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Cheated on multiple times actually. I really did not appreciate that. Like one my friend showed me, and the other one I was just on Yahoo, and that was one of her featured news stories. I think it was on like Everyday Feminism or something like that. It was just one of the more Tumblr-ish feminist sites, and I was just thinking, like, you can't defend something like that, especially just because it's a woman. You know, if it was a guy doing it, you'd be calling for murder, and rightfully so.
They basically see cheating on their husbands or boyfriends as liberating somehow. Because I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want. I don't have a boyfriend. I have never had a boyfriend. And I will kill for a boyfriend. And these bitches are ugly and they have like 5.
Well, their standards are very low because they do not go out with people because they're attracted. They go with people so they can prove their political views and somehow push them.
Yeah, I mean...
Normal people, you, me, the guys here, other ladies in Gamergate, we don't go with people because we want to pay them. We don't go with people because we think there's some political, social credit associated with it. We go with people because we're attracted and we find them interesting people we want to live with and stay with. But these people don't act that way. They're nuts.
No, if you look at the Erin Gonji thing, he sort of admits he was attracted to her initially because of her social justice values. He liked those, and she liked them about him. That was in his original allegations about Zoe Quinn. And I think that's fascinating because that really ties into that. And what you were saying earlier about how women act in groups, about keeping the right type of people around them and that kind of thing. That just reminded me so much of the Steve Tom Sawyer thing, with these girls suddenly turning around and going, "Oh, this one's an internet misogynist. You must get rid of him." And sort of...
You know what? You know what I think the problem is monogamy or is closely, sounds like misogyny, so they kind of get scared of monogamy.
Yeah.
Well, there was a good conversation between Christina Summers, who's this equity feminist, and one of these anti-Gamergate people. And the anti-Gamergate people says, well, people live in terror their whole lives. Women live in terror. And she says, well, aren't you just making up the terror? And she went off her head like, you never talk to me again. She's like, well, you've proved my point. You see enemies everywhere. You find them, but they don't exist. You're deluded yourself. So these people are terrified of everything because they convince themselves that everything is terrifying. I'm amazed they can step out of their bed without the fear of falling over their own feet. They could break their neck and die any second now. How do they cross the road to get to the supermarket to buy their organic asparagus? It should be impossible to them, but they somehow get over that fear without getting raped every 2 minutes. But, it's bewildering to me how they can manage the projected ideas of terror everywhere with actually living a life. It's impossible.
That might be the way forward. Play on their fears. Oh, no. That's going to be very judgy. That wouldn't work.
You know, it would really start fucking with their heads if everybody on Gamergate started agreeing with everything they said.
Have a social justice day where we talk about how everything in Gamergate is horrible misogyny, and then flip the next day.
People said, "Nah, we were just winding you up. Like we're still we still really like misogyny. It's cool.
We're still up for a bit of misogyny here and there.
Oh yeah, we was just funning you. Well, give them something they could be more terrified of, so they go away and pester that instead.
We'll create a story that Russia is going to invade San Francisco with all of its anti-gay rights, etc. And they'll be in a storm. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll talk about the fact there's a Russian aircraft carrier off the coast of Los Angeles.
Yes. Yeah.
I say.
The Russians are dropping people in as subterfuge agents, ex-FSB people.
Spreading misogyny.
Yeah, it's just
misogyny spray gun infecting the San Franciscoites with rape chemicals.
I like that.
I say we just become like this huge cult of like Cthulhu or something, summon them, and then like say, well, is misogyny so bad now? I mean, like Gamergate, we were fine before. I mean, but now that there's Cthulhu running around, is it really, video games? Is that really something you want to tackle?
But
so we'll just.
The reason they're scared of these things is they have nothing else to really worry about. People in bloody Stone Age didn't worry about misogyny. They were worried about food tomorrow.
People in China have to worry about misogyny, not people in America.
Yeah, but I mean, like Cthulhu will change all that. I mean, if Cthulhu's running around, they're not going to worry about it. It'll be a bigger problem.
It's a real problem, eh?
Yeah, I mean, just.
Did you see the Brazilian feminist reply to Gamergate harassment claims? It was something on Facebook someone posted. It was a post from one of these feminist people had taken it, posted it on a Brazilian site. And these Brazilian feminists are like, what the fuck is this shit? This is not even relevant. I couldn't care less. What a waste of time. So much of these white bitches trying to get involved in Brazil. They were livid that they tried to involve them. When you look at the fundamental problems of, say, being a poor person living in Rio de Janeiro are pretty horrible. You're living on $1 a day or less. It's terrible crime rates, cartels, and these people are worried about their daddy's trust fund. Is how the Brazilians saw it. They were absolutely furious that this was the biggest thing in white feminist minds.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. It was with a Somalian-born feminist. Who has had terrible stuff like genital mutilation.
Yeah,
and
real stuff.
Really pointing out how ridiculous this stuff is. And of course, you have all these other people, the Tumblr feminists, going on about how it's actually because she's racist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, Ollie.
Must be.
I mean, the whole thing about the New York Transport Service saying now that men have to cross their legs, they can't have to keep them closed, because supposedly men having their legs open in the transport system leads to rape. How does it lead to rape?
To them, it's part of that microaggressions thing, It asserts male dominance because, I don't know, I don't like having my penis squished, It's like...
Well, on that, I'd maybe understand if it was like a crowded bus, but I see a lot of these pictures on Tumblr, and it's like the entire fucking sub or bus is empty, and there's nobody sitting by them, and they're bitchy, but who cares? If it's a packed one, then I can see maybe having a problem. But if like it's only 4 people in a subcar or a bus,
what's your bloody problem?
Usually when buses are full or the subway is full, usually men tend to stand up. Men tend to be very, very helpful when it comes to being like, they usually stand up. Usually women tend to be sitting down. And they're complaining that when men can sit, they are just they open their legs. Obviously, they have penises and testicles. How they're going to squish them? Would they have to like lift the penis and then sit?
It's bizarre. I'm not doing any of it, and nobody can force me to. What are they going to have? Toilet monitors everywhere? Good grief.
And how do they believe that women, when they sit cross their legs. Some women don't cross their legs.
No. Like, how are big obese women going to deal with that? They can't, you see. It's fattest. It's ableist or whatever.
Oh my God! Have you seen the this is thin privilege? Have you seen that Tumblr page?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like basically everything is thin privilege because they are weighing like 400 pounds. So
Yeah.
I mean, I belong to a group. I belong, according to them, I belong to a group called small fats, which is women who are fat, but they're not that fat, and we are privileged, horribly privileged, we because we decide that we are not going to get more fat because there's a limit to the fatness. There's a limit when you actually start becoming unhealthy, and you might like to eat, but you're not going to become like a 300-pound land whale, and they are angry because you fit in a car or you can play with dogs because they cannot walk.
Yeah. Well, they should do something about it, isn't it? They can't make the world change to fit them. It's Harrison Bergeron, isn't it? Yeah, they want to disable everyone to make themselves feel better. Well, that's not going to work, is it? That would just make all of us bloody useless. I shouldn't look at the news.
Well, who would build the ramps at that point? I mean, if we were all disabled.
Exactly. Yeah.
They want to be like the movie Wall-E.
Yes. Yeah, it's like Wall-E. It's very like that. Except I found that interesting. I thought basically, like, if these people can afford to live in space stations, yeah, then they can afford to find ways to make themselves not fat. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? But there you go. That's just me.
I don't get to improve. I don't get that fat fat movement. I don't get it. I eat. I know I eat. I like eat. But I don't understand why would they believe that the fat that they're like gaining is not going to be damaging to them later.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They don't understand what gaming industry and world is like. If they actually got into it, they'd be horrified. They'd be horrified. They'd hate the job. They'd all balloon really quickly.
Yeah. It's dangerous and it's ugly and oh my God, there's a picture of a girl saying how much she loves her stretch marks and she looks like Freddy Krueger. Her stomach looks like Freddy Krueger. And I get it, maybe she was pregnant. I would get it if she was pregnant or she loses a lot of weight. There's women who actually lose a lot of weight. So they actually are proud of being skinny and they have stretch marks. But that was gross.
Yeah.
There's those huge, I don't get those huge women who have too much. I get self-esteem, but they get too much self-esteem.
I don't know. It's this whole double think, isn't it, that allows people who aren't happy to pretend they are happy, and it's this kind of substitute, I suppose, for anything really fulfilling that might also be quite scary because it might demand quite a lot of commitment.
Oh, you can't possibly do something you might fail in, then you'll break the hero ego narrative they have about them fighting great dragons for pression on Twitter. Yeah.
This is why I was thinking we should give them a more frightening dragon that they can go make them go tilt at windmills. Hopefully they'll all bugger off and go to Ferguson or something. Possibility. I've seen them banging on about communism over in Ferguson, and that should track them over there like. that's arousing call for them. They'll think that's the revolution. That's probably what will kill Gamergate, actually, when they all just end up spending more time on other people. Oh.
What? So, what else?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've had a good night with you, but I have to work early in the morning.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
As well.
Are
Alright,
you in Twitter or Facebook?
yeah, I'm on the page. Hang on, I'll add
Oh.
people. But I'll add you. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out. You continue the discussion.
Cool.
Okay.
Right,
No.
see you later, man. Bye. Right,
Is there
don't mind me.
anybody
I'm
else
gonna
saying? Are you drunk? Are you sober? Yeah. Are you sober?
Yeah, I'm sober. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sober, but I'm a bit hungover today. I must admit, I was feeling so sort of spaced out. It's fairly late. I botched a couple of coffees, but it didn't do anything. Sort of like,
eat bread.
yeah. No. It's good. It's good. I mean, I've had a big meal today anyway.
Mm.
But yeah, I had steak, roast vegetables, and some chips. It's delicious.
Let's check Twitter. Let's check Twitter and see what's up.
Yes. A little bit Twitter.
Let's see. What?
What? What?
What?
I'm gonna check.
On the list? What? Is this a real list? Potential rapist list. What?
There's a what?
Let me give you like, wait. Let me share a screen share. I was like visiting like Twitter. Let's see. Danbury sauce added you to list potential rapists. Danbury sauce added you to list gamergate scam. Potential rapist. Do I need to flip the table like Sargon? I can.
Danbury sauce, right? I've got 5 minutes.
I sneak you out to that dude. He knows all the places you hide like a rat.
Weird. What the fuck is
potential? I mean, I don't get. How can they actually? That's libel or not? That's libel. That will be libel. Considered libel.
Yeah, I
or
think
not?
It is.
Yeah, because they put you in a list. It's like if potential rapist. I mean, how can you know who is a potential rapist? Everybody will be a potential rapist. You have to put any man in the world if you think everybody has a potential.
It's all those microaggressions, obviously, not crossing the legs in the subway. And when women show their flesh below like a bit of ankle, potential rapist.
Yeah.
The man doesn't cross his leg, potential rapist.
Yep. Everywhere.
It's just rape. It's I'm being raped by oxygen molecules. I don't want them to enter my lungs, but they just come in anyway. I just want the nitrogen.
They're there. They're just there. Everywhere. It's...
Of course, the fact they're devaluing the whole idea of rape being this horrible thing perhaps says more about their intentions.
Rape, everything is rape. They were saying that there was going to be something like fart rape, or somebody was saying that basically microaggression could be considered snoring, like men snoring, because women are uncomfortable. Anything that they think that makes women uncomfortable is rape.
Yep, fart rape,
why?
stare rape.
I don't
well,
get
actually, no. When I fart, that's a patriarchy leaving. Well, that's misogyny leaving my body to travel back to the patriarchy.
Yeah.
I'm like a misogyny factory. I can't help myself, and I just release misogyny into the atmosphere. Not methane.
Oh my God, how much I hate this cunt. I'm going to, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm a woman. I don't give a fuck. I don't care saying cunt to a little other woman.
That's all good. Oh, Adam Baldwin tweet here. The only thing I hate more than hippies is neoliberal fascist anarchists. Brilliant. Like, okay. Thanks, Adam.
That's nice. I remember when all people used to use Twitter for was for saying they made ham and cheese sandwiches.
Yes, in the good old days, yeah.
Oh my God, the Colonel. This is the thing about the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Colonel Sanders, what are you crying? They put me on the GG auto blockers list for using Gamergate tag. And why you were using the Gamergate tag in the first place? The people there are so nice, and I thought it was cool. It was a cool new video game club, but now my chicken tastes like misogynist sexism.
That delicious chicken. It's now became the fast food vendor of the gamers, eh?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you know, it was Subway did the same. They posted Subgate, and they were outraged that they dared to deign Gamergate with another tag. It wasn't them making up a tag.
Hello?
Well, I don't like Subway, I'm afraid. It smells funny.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a bit naff, but I eat it.
Oh my
Any
God,
old
how
kinds of shit I
can
wouldn't feed to other people.
Can anyone hear me?
Brands fried chicken are available.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, okay. No, I was having connection troubles back there. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Welcome back.
Why are they two of you?
Connection troubles.
Double the pleasure.
Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna get going actually soon. Because the connection's getting really. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You don't. I know it's the greatest tragedy of human existence. But anyway.
I'm gonna be leaving. But if this is still going later on, I might come back.
Oh, good God, no! I'm gonna crash soon.
So. Yeah.
We could just kind of.
It was a pleasure speaking to everyone, and I really do appreciate these talks.
Yeah, it's been fun. I love them.
I think it was Ian who invited me to the gamer group.
Yeah, possibly.
I really appreciate this. Before I was just feeling like really lonely because all these people were like giving me shit, and now it's like there's people that I can actually talk to. Not exactly face to face, but close enough.
It's similar, isn't it? Face to pig.
It's just good to know that you're not really alone in your crazy sort of like inner sphere. You're told, what the hell are you going on about? And then you meet people with the same views, and you're like, oh well, I'm not completely crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I already knew that I was
not quite the same views, which is healthy.
I already knew that I wasn't alone because there's a bunch of people I was talking to on Facebook, but a lot of them have been taking so much flack that they've gotten away, which actually that's something that I wanted to talk about before, but I decided to leave it until this stream and then I forgot about it. So one of the things that I saw on the Facebook group that I was going to disagree with, but I got distracted by a cat. Somebody was talking about the moderate anti-Gamergate person that was bullied off of Twitter. And somebody said, well, it's the internet, this stuff happens, they should learn to man up about it. But I have to say, it's not that simple. When people constantly get threats and insulted, it might be too much for them, especially if they have other things going on. I know a lot of people that support Gamergate, all of them women, like pretty much half the people that I know. And they have been harassed to a point where they just don't want to speak out publicly. They're tired of it. They don't like getting rape threats. They don't like getting told that they're horrible people. And I think this is one of the reasons why stuff like Gamergate harassment patrol is important, because this harassment, people think, well, if they're just hurting themselves, it'll work to our favor. It won't work in our favor because, we don't have the media to support us. We don't have these advantages that they do. When someone gets threatened, they don't get a shit ton of money with patrons. They get driven off the internet. And one of my neutral friends, I want to bring her to one of these chats, but I'm probably going to have the chat be non-streamed if it can, because seeing the harassment that just neutrals get, it's not something I want any of my friends to get.
Well, I would recommend if someone isn't comfortable that they definitely don't show their face, they don't leave any information about who they are, etc., etc., etc. I don't care. Frankly, as you see, I use all my names everywhere. I'm not particularly terrified if someone comes up to me and says, "You said something I didn't like." So what? But other people, they've got to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, I don't really care about myself because I've already been doxxed and threatened, and honestly, I'm 100% sure that no one will actually do anything, especially the condition that my house is in. But with other people, especially if they have other shit going on in their lives, it'll definitely get to them. Yeah, I'm glad I got that out before I completely forgot about it again.
It's cool, man. Yeah.
So,
Gamergate is nice for all the people that you end up meeting.
Yeah.
It's been a right blast. You guys should come on to the carbon-based gaming podcast as well sometime. That's the sort of open house thing.
Yeah, if I get an invite, I'd be happy. Join up.
Yeah, Robin actually posted the link on stage in the group, so they are there, sort of on the wall. People can just jump in and join. And I'll make sure I grab you if you're around next time they have another one.
Yeah, no, it's timing, It's getting a good time for it. I'm pretty sure we're all pretty busy in our own little spheres, and this is like the second. And just speaking personally, I rarely have time to kind of do these things. When I do, it's in public places where you hear all the thousands of sounds around me. So, it's really a scheduling issue. But yeah, no, I would personally love to go on something like that.
And I really wish I. Sorry. I was just saying, I really wish I get some more of the people that I know to talk about. Like, the one that I've told you about who works with game modules or tabletop games. There's another person that I know who's been through a lot of terrible stuff. I won't go into that too much as we're on a live stream, and I don't know if she wants to discuss it or not.
Here's the thing, we don't have to do it as a Gamergate stream even. We could just do a bland stream about some issue.
Yeah.
And then drift onto Gamergate and stuff.
That'd be nice. I really need to learn how to do these damn streams. Or inviting people to hang out. But yeah, I should really be knowing, So it's a
well, the good thing is that we end up in a high note, seeing that actually there's a list about potential rapists. I can. I love the ability to can.
Yeah, well, I didn't find this thing. So what would actually happen? Somebody called Dandry Capes or something and calling people rapists?
This is actually, I think this is a step beyond calling people like Nazis, misogynists, because that has to do with like ideas. A potential rapist is basically, you are basically calling somebody like he's going to go out and rape somebody.
Yeah.
One day, and that's actually, it's like Minority Report, but it's a step beyond just calling people racist. It's because you can, you're calling somebody like a future. It's like calling somebody a future murderer.
Yes.
They're not the year 2014. Social justice events pre-crime.
Oh.
3 ladies in Twitter coordinate to define the pre-criminals.
Yeah.
Basically, they're
Tom
saying
Cruise
that
hunts them until he is caught as a pre-crime.
Yes.
it's like they believe that anybody who accepts GG, like Gamergate, is going to rape a woman someday. Even the women inside, because they're not women. Obviously, there's no women. These are not real.
Meh. Did you know?
Yeah, that's a great disguise, by the way.
Yeah. I've just seen something on Twitter that's fantastic. Do you know Gamergate gets more tweets a day than the word tits?
Yep.
No.
It also gets more tweets a day than USA on average.
Wow.
Well, we do have Operation Post Loop, so there's tits at Gamergate.
Excellent. It's amazing.
Although I posted gay porn in that Operation Post Loop, so if you want to see it, it's in my Twitter.
No, that's quite alright.
I can post it here too.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
probably going to be deleting my Twitter, my Tumblr later, thinking from what you told me tonight.
Why?
No, I'm kidding.
Why?
Of course, but like, well, I knew Tumblr was kind of bad. I just didn't know that it's so openly sort of, let's post lots of porn everywhere. I was assuming that was.
It's basically social justice and porn.
Wow.
And it's
No wonder
the best place. It's the best place.
This is why they've all come out thinking misogyny is rampant everywhere. They've just got all this porn around.
It's equality in porn, because it's gay porn, straight porn, fat women porn. Everybody's equal in porn.
So how do I make the porn come on my Tumblr? Presumably
Just
I've
put
gone
porn. You just put hentai or porn, and it's going to show up. I just put twinks, naked twinks, and butts.
I think it's important when we think of Tumblr. Tumblr has a huge amount of accounts. Most of them are very, very dormant. That's why it's never became a big thing, a big site like Facebook. Twitter is actually not making money. It's losing money. It's lost a lot of money since it's flouried. But the Tumblr, they've never bothered with, because it's got like 95% of its accounts are inactive. It's a pretty old site. You know, it's the same age as MySpace. You know, it's been kept up to date a bit. But there are 100,000 little communities in Tumblr. You know, there are certain very big ones. The furries are big ones. Social justice warriors are big ones. The people posting whatever types of porn are all big ones. You know, but you know, you can go in there and people get lost in these little communities very quickly. It's not a platform like Facebook where you can spread things amongst people's friends. It's not a platform like Twitter where you can yell at the world. And a lot of people talked about, we want to go to Tumblr and think, well, actually, it's not the kind of place where you can do anything. Because what you have are these small groups talking about their pet issue and posting their pet preferences. But, you know, pictures of cats fucking dogs, whatever it is they do in the comic, you know, whatever, you know, great for them. But ultimately, they're kind of irrelevant. Even the ones which might bark on about whatever are kind of irrelevant in this discussion when it actually comes to the media. They're not effectively a part of the time log.
Oh my god, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear a word of that. I found some porny gifs.
Oh, well done.
Yeah. Finally, I've made porn come on my Tumblr.
Yeah. Yes.
Just type Tumblr porn into Google. You'll find hundreds of accounts, thousands.
Yeah. Wow. Who knew?
And it's like videos, it's pictures, it's GIFs.
Yeah.
GIFs. I love it. I really love it.
I found a whole load that are all just in black and white. It's really tasteful.
Yes, it's like really artsy.
Yeah. But still, Tumblr is full of degeneracy.
Yeah. By the way, my gay porn Tumblr is called Dicks or Get the Fuck Out.
Okay.
Like tits or get the fuck out.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's kind of reference.
What's your Twitter handle?
Who,
My
me?
Twitter handle? Or which?
Yeah.
Mine
Twitter.
Yeah.
is Miss Random Fan. Miss Random Fan. I'm going to write it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Right.
It's the
Why
same
am I
picture.
not following you?
And oh yeah, I retweeted the rape clip.
Oh yeah.
Rapey, rape.
Oh, and you can see my. I'm sorry for my loot.
Don't worry about it.
What's my loot?
I think I have Ian on my Twitter, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't have him in my Twitter. Or do I?
Probably, I
Like-
think I do. I think I've seen your little skeleton face up on Twitter.
That was my Halloween makeup.
Yeah.
Cultural appropriation. Although I don't know if
Appropriated
that,
from the undead.
I don't know if that's cultural appropriation because Latino culture it has like so Chilean culture and Mexican culture are both part of Latino culture, so they basically are similar culture. Share, they share.
Mm.
Davis and Zero. Davis and Zero. I don't have you. How are you?
Really?
I'm going to try to search you. So that was, I think that was a really good. How many hours have we done? Like 3?
Have we? Jesus.
I don't know. We started like at 8.
Yeah. It's possible. It's possible.
Oh, I see. No, I don't follow you. I'm gonna follow you now.
Okay.
And so, do you do this every day? Do you do this? Do you do this very often?
Me, I'm gonna try to from now on. But
Like the store review? What happened to the store review? Did you have the store review yesterday?
what review?
Did you do it? The Robert store review. The store review. Did you had a panel?
I don't think you did it yesterday. What did I do? I was on Robin Gessing's podcast the other day, and I did about 4 hours there, and then I had a drink.
Invisible Jim.
Yeah, he's just started in. Oh, that'll be you, is it?
Yep.
Ah, excellent. Right, I'll go and find you.
I wanna see. Do you have the others like Facebook pages or Twitter pages like Charles and Charlie? Especially Charles.
I don't know. No, I probably do or don't. Is the answer. I don't know specifically. I'm following about 1,000, and I've got about 1,000 followers, so I can't differentiate
Wow, that's a lot
anymore.
of followers.
If you post some funny pictures.
I'm going to post a lot of gay porn. I hope to get gay porn.
Although if I do see hentai or porn at work, I do tend to unfollow people, so I don't see it at work.
Oh yeah, I had to unfollow a lot of. For my porn like Tumblr, I followed a lot of porn blogs, but I couldn't open my Tumblr at work because it was full of dicks. It was a sea of dicks. It was wonderful, but it was a sea of dicks, so I couldn't watch it. I had to watch it at home.
I just saw a nice, amusing tweet from a person called Victor Lockhart, Big Bad Melons. I'm an internet archaeologist. Gamergate, don't worry. Leave the ruins of Stop Gamergate 2014 civilization to me.
Wow.
Oh my god, yeah, that shit sounds like quick.
It's hilarious. You look at the chart of Gamergate and the chart of Stop, and it's like Stop, Gamergate jumps double, and then Stop just vanishes. They couldn't keep it up. They couldn't stop Gamergate 2014. Maybe they can try again next year.
Yeah.
How many cats do we have? Like, they were, didn't we measure like the tweet count like with cats? How many cats did we draw?
We still make over. We make on average around about 40,000 tweets a day.
Yes.
It varies between 30 and 50 depending on the drama.
It's a very accurate predictor of the drama, really, isn't it?
That does follow key points. You know, whenever someone gets banned, it goes up. Whenever they launch a blocklist, it goes up. And then it kind of settles, and then it goes back up.
They were trying to, they banned part to continue, they suspended part to continue, and that person had to do another account. And they were trying now to ban Queenie.
Doesn't surprise me.
The
thing is, Op Skynet was so useful, and the reason it caught on, even though it was just some random person said it, I think it was weaponized tweets or someone, said, yeah, Op Skynet, link and follow everyone. He started it at the time when they had just banned 3 big accounts. I think they had banned Rockstar Games, they had banned the Jonathan Owen guy, they had banned someone else that I can't remember, and by doing that, accounts that had maybe 100 or 10 followers suddenly all had 500 to 1,000. And that way, they can't ban 500 people. It just floods the support, and it doesn't work. So I've never seen another map of Gamergate. The site that made the map of Gamergate was Anti-Gamergate, wanted to talk about how it was horrible, made the map and it showed this big blob of literal accounts talking and not talking with pro, you know, the anti and pro, and there's this little anti side. Now if they did that, the blobs for Gamergate would be colossal, and they're all interconnected. So you can't wipe it out now by killing one account. It's impossible.
Yeah, we're the biggest pimping machine in existence. You know,
we're doing a good job of it.
That game in seconds the other day, in just a few hours. We can do an awful.
Well, that was great.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on someone publishing a list of other games that should be greenlighted. I know they did ban 3 or 4 people in the block list, but I haven't seen any other links to greenlight on Steam. But
yeah,
as soon as it's there, I'll greenlight them just for good customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I like
That'd be amazing. Sorry, darling, carry on.
No, I really like Seed Space. I think it's a really cute game.
Well, a lot of people like Sailor Moon stuff, and it is very Sailor Moon-esque, only a bit more freeform. So I might not play it myself, but I can buy it for my mother who uses Steam. You know, I often send her indie games because she likes playing stuff like that, and that's no problem. It's cool.
She was already posting that she was afraid that somebody was going to already make porn out of it. Like Rule 34.
I'm sure it's going to happen. The rule is there is porn of it.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I'm already dreading this.
I'm fairly comfortable there must be porn of me somewhere as well. You know, there's porn of everything on the internet.
Oh, I hope there's one of me.
Oh.
At least a version of me is getting
You
laid.
want porn fanfics, don't you? Yeah.
I write fanfics sometimes.
Oh,
I'm a girl. Ooh.
yeah. Fair enough. I wouldn't criticise anyone. All the honey badgers write fanfics. They
Oh my god.
Gamergate must write tons of fanfics.
Yeah. Women like to write fantasies. Although oh my god, somebody arrived. Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Why did you come back?
Just no.
We were talking about fanfics and sharing our Twitter handles.
Oh God, there's another Arthur Chu episode. Arthur Chu, Memorial Day. You know that's a holiday white people just made up to whitewash white and white. And Jamil Bui, who's this slate writer, says, hate to be actually, but the first Memorial Day was celebrated by emancipated slaves in Charleston. Really bad when you've got Slate coming in to contradict you. Who would hate Gamergate?
Brilliant.
I think that a lot of these people don't have even degrees.
Well, they
I
can't
mean,
even use Google. They
No,
can't
I mean,
Google it.
yeah, I mean, Lee Alexander is supposedly a journalist, and she's not a journalist, she's an actress. Why is she doing journalism? I believe
Because
that
she's a
people
failed actress.
who...
Why did Brianna Wu become an iOS developer? Because she's a failed journalist. She is a failed, by definition, she couldn't cut it as a journalist. So she got her dad to give her $200,000 to make a stupid game for a platform no one will play it on. Great. So then she has to make all the hubbub to get people to buy it so they know it exists, the hype.
She also did a Kickstarter for porting it to Android. And it's now been like 2 years, and surprise, surprise, it was never ported. And she's pointing out, oh, well, I have a game on iOS, and people are like, yeah, but that's not what we paid for in the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
If I ever...
I see Total Biscuit Rector today as well.
What's he said?
Sorry, Samantha?
No, if I ever make a game, I'm going to make the most horribly politically incorrect game, but at the same time, the most diverse game of all time. So they are going to be happy and angry at the same time.
I would like to make 4X strategy games, but I've never bothered to learn enough programming to do it. Maybe one day I'll get really bored, I'll quit my job, set up a little burger van selling burgers, and when I'm not selling burgers, I'll program the game.
But I will create a game, I will do it, but I don't know how to draw, so I will write it. I'm going to write a game.
Yeah, I could
That's
code.
what I'm going to do. And then pay somebody else or somebody else that wants to make a game, I will give them my script. I don't know.
Good idea.
I'm seeing tweets from the internet aristocrat on Twitter from 20 minutes and 25 minutes ago.
Really? What does
between...
he want?
I don't know.
Hopefully
let
it's
me go on
not
and have a look at this.
exploding again.
Yeah.
Is it the real him?
Is it maybe internet aristocrat?
It's just an account, isn't it? I don't know what this is. He's only got 34 followers and he's following 42 people, so it can't be the real him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, I was just checking something I want to show you, which is a little comic. It says, "You're worse than ISIS!" and gamergaters sleeping. And then he wakes up and says, "Hey, go away." And then, yeah, something harass!
Oh, that's great.
What? Oh my god, this asshole. The ultimate gamer. Ultimately gamer. Gamergate comics, where skipping the actual joke a feature, not a bug. How, where, who, how? I don't get it. Grasping for straws intensifies.
Untimely gamers retarded anti gamer.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Today in my country is the telethon. The telethon. So that's us, those things. Ooh, Left 4 Dead. I love Left 4 Dead. What?
But that's
Oh,
impossible. There's no female game developers who haven't been pushed out of the industry.
Wait, what
of
happened?
course.
How could she have possibly developed Portal and Left 4 Dead 2 and them have been storming successes?
Yeah. Though I think
The
those are
critically
good.
acclaimed games of the year.
Yeah.
Back in a tick, I need a tea. I nearly fell asleep there.
No, I think we're done. I think we are already like.
Yeah, I'll just make a tea anyway, because I've got to do some bits. So I'll finish up. See you in a bit.
Oh wait, are you right? To go away? You're the one. How can you? He's trying to save them. If he leaves, so.
I'll be right.
Oh.
No, I mean, this is gonna be a quick thing. I'm just gonna grab some stuff from downstairs, and I'll be right back.
Okay. So you and me are alone.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to go as well.
Really? Oh my God! Don't leave me alone.
Well, I don't want to control your agency with my misogyny. That would be inappropriate. But I got the Sleeping Dogs, which is a game I've been looking at for a while on the Steam sale, and I want to try it out because I haven't played many Grand Theft Auto S games in a while. I will not say I did not think Watch Dogs was that bad, which is controversial because it was overhyped, but I didn't read any of the hype, so I just bought it, thought it was an okay game, and everyone told me it'd been hyped. I'm like, well, I just bought it because it was fun. I didn't think it was terrible. It was just Grand Theft Auto with magic hacking. But I'm going to try Sleeping Dogs and see if I like it. Oh, we've got a new person joining.
Yeah.
Hello with a 0. But apologies. Have a good evening and take care.
Aww.
Ciao.
Ciao.
That's a Lego.
Ciao. Hello?
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 Is this working?
Yeah, but I hear you far away.
It's a cruddy microphone. It's a backup mic.
Yeah. So Ian went to make tea, and Charlie went to another place. So, so what's your name?
I'm Adam.
Oh, hi. I'm Samantha.
Right. That's better.
Back.
Somebody new.
What's up?
How's it going?
There's somebody new.
Hold on.
There's that cat again.
Yeah. Oh, this time trying to get out our food.
Hello, kitty.
There is some stuff that we need to do first.
There's a new person.
Eh?
There's Adam.
Hold on.
Hello.
Cat man.
You first.
Yeah. Leap
I
straight
have
on
5
the ball.
cats. So, what's up, Adam? Like, you arrived a lot. You arrived kind of late.
Okay. Put on the table.
So,
What's up?
Yeah, I hopped in kind of late. Woke up late, had to make dinner or something.
Oh, she's diabetic.
Well, we were talking about the whole internet aristocrat kerfuffle and the whole other things that happened in Twitter now.
Yeah. And just stuff really.
What's your opinion about the whole internet aristocrat controversy?
I really don't have much of an opinion on him. I don't really follow the drama all that closely with the celebs in Gamergate. I liked some of his videos and stuff. I thought they were hilarious, but I guess apparently there was a whole lot of drama with him and everybody else, and he couldn't take it, and he's taking a break now, and I'm not really bothered by it.
Yeah, that's the best way to look at it.
Take 1 second, then I'll be done. Whoa!
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Giving her insulin.
Ah.
Every 12 hours.
Oh.
I'm injecting drugs into my cat. It's comedy gold.
Yeah. No, it's actually, I'm a heroin addict.
Yeah.
It's for you or for your cat?
It's for my...
Steroids for his moustache.
Like 19 or 20 years old.
So, Adam, what are your thoughts in the latest controversies inside Twitter and Gamergate? Besides Internet Aristocrats.
Well, like which in particular? There's
Like
so much
the
popping up all the
whole,
time.
yeah, I mean the whole, the one about the girl getting harassed. I mean, what have you heard?
Which one getting harassed?
Well, there's Claire Schumann, and there's
Oh,
also,
the one that they were claiming was just a sock puppet account, so it didn't matter.
yeah,
You know what I have to say to that? What I have to say to that is if fake threats, if they're going to count fake threats as being legitimate enough to have to flip out and have a concern over, then sock puppet accounts that they waste no time in bullying and treating like utter crap should also count just as much. You know, just
yeah.
from what I can understand, though, apparently Wu was saying there's screen caps of Wu talking, saying that she's been talking to that account for the past few months or so. So it's not a
Yeah.
sock puppet. It's probably somebody's secondary account.
No, it was an actual account. Just that she was just not agreeing with them. I mean, she was. I think she was angry at R.S. Butts, which is the one with the dog, which with a wall.
SJW butts.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Vivian James has just said something on Facebook about Internet Aristocrat. She's saying, "Sad news, gentlemen, ladies. It seems Internet Aristocrat has shut down his channel and left the community. He posted this afterwards. She posted vocaroo. Apparently angry that Gigi turned out to be more moderate than he wished. Also, they didn't want to be his personal anti-SJW army, and that some of the more prominent figures within the movement have been making revenue off videos about it. Perhaps I'm just getting the wrong idea. He does sound stressed, but nonetheless it comes off as rather hypocritical, as he's literally saying, you need to be extreme and attack. Or maybe he's turned shill on us. I don't know, right? Discuss, I suppose," she says.
That's. I agree with the whole not Internet Aristocrat, with the whole. Why do we have to be extreme? We are fine as we are. We are not using social justice warrior language. Toxic or signal are just words. And we're not actually, we're not behaving. I mean, the whole Patreon thing, there are people who might, like the guy who said that he was getting beaten by somebody, but that guy, he came and went. Nobody's talking about him anymore. Like the Seedscape game, it was a green light. It wasn't like money.
No.
And the whole Matt is, well, he already said that he was earning money, but he never lied.
Yeah.
And
I don't see the money thing as much of an issue.
Who is the one who's earning money? Who's having Patreons? Everybody. I mean, all the aunties are having Patreons. Like they do actually promote their own Patreons. But I don't get who in our side is promoting their Patreons. Actually, I know people in our side, as I said before, that are actually starting to attack anti-GG, and that's not a good thing. That's why I don't think that we should be extremists. Extremists are anti-GG, and that's why they're losing.
I feel like one of the problems that Gamergate has had is with celebrity anti-Gamergate people. Like, that's always where the weak link is. Like, before this stuff now with Internet Aristocrat, there was King of Pole, who, as you guys might remember, actually faked some information. Now, one of the things
No. What turned out to have happened was that the website was there, and then someone removed the. It wasn't a website, was it? It was an email address. The email address was there, and then someone deleted it, and it gave back the same kind of message, as if a message that Hot Wheels misunderstood and thought meant that it had never existed, and that it was faked. But what had actually happened was that the email that it had been sent from had been removed.
But Fox said that Paul lied to her too.
Paul did what?
Paul said that Sock said that Paul lied to her and Hot Wheels.
Well, no, he didn't sort of lie to them. He sort of they assumed he'd lied because they didn't because they got confused about the attribution of the email account.
Yeah, and then Paul said that we can all go to hell, but because most of us were annoying or
Well, this
assholes.
all happened before he'd interviewed. This all happened before he'd interviewed Georgie Tate or any of that stuff. So he still does stuff. He's just not as involved with Gamergate as he was.
Yeah. The thing is that Internet Aristocrat is gone. Well, let's move on. We don't need him.
Well, we haven't got him, so it doesn't really matter. It's all academic.
We have Sargon.
Yes, we have Sargon. Till his brain explodes.
Yeah,
He's a tough lad, but we're in burnout country.
Yeah. I don't think that Gamergate is just a movement for mocking social justice warriors. I think that we are doing something right about censorship. It has to do more about censorship than just social justice warriors, because we're trying to protect video games from censorship, and that is a good thing. And it's not that we're not going to fight social justice warriors while we do it, but it's not about that.
Well, kind of is, because otherwise we'll just push them back and they'll come in again. We want to absolutely discredit them everywhere.
I think that Adam should talk about it.
Yeah.
We already talked about it.
We're all talked out, yeah.
What on the censorship and what SJWs and Gamergate itself?
Yeah, the thing about Internet Aristocrats saying that Gamergate basically was good when we were fighting social justice warriors, but now it's like we are not doing that, and he wants us to be more extremists and all that.
Well, we're generalising what he said there. He's saying we need to attack, not like worry about what the anti-Gamergaters think about it.
Sorry, I need to stretch.
I think it's really easy to get swept up. Excuse me. I think it's really easy to get swept up in the whole anti-social justice and censorship angle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really all it's really all involved, and I think every one of those areas is just as important as corruption in the industry, because it all seems to be intricately linked.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's political corruption in the gaming industry. That's what we keep forgetting. They are doing it for political reasons and financial reasons. But then that's the way of the left. They like money.
Guys, I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of close the podcast down because I was knackered when I started.
But Adam arrived. We're not going.
It's no problem.
It's your podcast.
Sorry about that, man.
No,
I came in kind of late. It's fine.
Yeah, I have to say.
Like everyone's a bit knackered. I've got my little pig toy.
But Joey, we never see your face.
Beg your pardon?
We never get to see your face.
No, you never will. I'm sorry about that.
No.
I'm the internet aristocrat. Besides, the branding is too powerful. None shall ever see my face. Besides, I'm an old throat anyway.
I don't care if people see my face. See my face. See my mustache.
Yeah, I can't. I've only got a tiny little picture. It's more of it's the same kind of thing as with Internet Aristocrat. I'm really not in this for any sort of fame.
No, I'm here because I watched the video about Matt. The first video that Matt put, was Hell Hath No Fury as a Lover's Scorn, which was about Zoe Queen. And in the beginning, we all thought that they were just going to apologize or fire Nathan Grayson or just resolve it. and apologized. And suddenly everything became completely different. Like everything became, no, it's your fault. And that's how it began. Like it was a Pandora's box opening.
Yeah, it's a tu quoque fallacy, isn't it? To immediately turn around and accuse other people of something else when you've been caught doing something. That's what makes them look so damn guilty.
Yeah, the Milo once wrote about another scandal in the journalism in 2010 about like leftist journalists were caught having a reunion, like a game prof journal, like game journals pro.
They were colluding in a mass journal.
They were trying to smear the right. I think it was politicians from the right, and they got fired.
Yeah.
And these people should have just gotten fired. Why? That was the solution. Somebody apologizes and says we're going to disclose our relationships in the next article. Nobody did that.
They don't get fired because the whole show is owned by SJWs, really, isn't it? So they don't have to fire anyone.
They completely failed on the whole PR aspect on that little debacle. I think that's what it. I think honestly, had they approached it with a PR perspective, and come forward with all that stuff, like Gamergate wouldn't have lasted like it is now. They essentially threw gasoline on the fire.
Yeah.
Repeatedly.
They should have like said, we should have said, you need disclosure, and they said, well, we're going to show disclosure, or Nathan Grayson is going to apologize because of it, and we're going to say, okay, and everybody will move on. But something, I think they were waiting for a moment like this to explode.
What if the whole thing was a trap from the start? What if Erin Gondry and Zoe Quinn concocted the whole thing up in order to create a panic that would set things off? Yeah? What if it's all bullshit from their end?
Maybe Erin.
Yeah, Erin Gondry. Like, maybe the two of them just, cooked it all up to make us outraged.
Yeah, but if they wanted to, they would have made it like everything about Zoe, and nobody cares about Zoe anymore.
It's true. It's true.
But of course, there's also the victimization culture that they have, that everybody needs to be a victim, so they compete between each other and they beat each other. That was the most funny thing I have ever seen when they started to bitch. When Anita and Zoe, Brianna and Zoe started to bitch against each other because one said that one was a bigger victim than the other.
I actually missed that little show.
Brianna said that she was the most hated woman in Gamergate, and Zoe Quinn posted a retweet, an answer, and said, "Really?"
Yeah. Apparently, that's what I heard. That they had this little competition with each other to find out who was the most oppressed, or something.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Freshman Olympics.
Yeah.
Jonathan McIntosh should have shown up and said that he was the most oppressed.
Meanwhile, it's none of them. It's people behind stuff like Walker. But they think, it revolves around me because I'm a woman, not because I've had my friends give me positive coverage and positive reviews.
Yeah. I mean, Patricia Hernandez, basically, she blatantly did articles about the games that their friends and her lovers.
People that made it.
Yeah. And it was her boyfriend, her girlfriends, and her lovers. And that was really just blatant, and she just didn't give a fuck. Well, now she going to have to, because of us. If she doesn't, if she is not, she's going to have to go. Well, we know that Kotaku and Gamasutra are going to sing. Real like the Joker, like waiting for the pile of money to burn. Ah.
Well, we're slowly losing money off. We've been throwing hissy fits about it. My favorite was this one article that I saw on Facebook. One of my lib friends posted before they deleted me, which said, Gamergate's scary plan to crush Gawker and it's working, or wipe Gawker off the face of the earth. And I sounds like, hell yeah, I may admit it.
Yeah.
You know, we're taking money right from their coffers.
Yeah. Lots of what?
What I don't get is why Intel came back.
I'm not sure they have.
Somebody
Wait,
said that
their
they had,
contracts
somebody
run
said
out.
that they were.
Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't confirm it myself. One thing that I could guess is that you have all these SJW piss babies, like, oh, it's about harassment. If you're backing out, you're pro harassment.
No, I mean, why would have they come back when they called them idiots? They called them idiots.
Yeah.
They blatantly called them idiots. They called them they're a bunch of idiots. I would have, I would have said fuck you and never came back.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get. Well, it's the same with Matt Taylor when he had to apologize for stupid shirt.
Man, I forgot about this.
And they made him crap. Ooh, oh, those are loose. One with boobies and the other with no boobies. I can see.
That is a link that you should check out, especially when it comes to Gawker's quality content.
I'm too tired. Let's have a look.
Oh my God! Can she shut up? Can she just shut up?
Yeah. Oh my God. They are just.
Look, since adult women are now the largest group of gamers, I say we start harassing gamergaters about taking over our culture.
Their culture.
Huh.
Oh my God! I'm a grown woman. I'm a gamergater who's an adult woman. What the fuck are you talking about? I wanna post that. I wanna post that. I wanna post that. Can I post that? I don't care if I talk to her. Like, I don't care if she answers me. I just wanna punch her in the vagina. That. Oh my God. I don't know why. So, Adam, what are your thoughts about that? You talk.
Well,
sorry,
yeah, we're all knackered. I'm done.
No, it's not that. It's that he's the one that has arrived, so he has to talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me. I showed up late or anything. I'm looking over a article right now.
Yeah.
Where did it go? Disappeared on me. Apparently, this is on Kotaku. Hold on here. So apparently, someone named Nitu Kandakar Kokoris or something gave money to Kara Ellison, and then she went and turned around and promoted her game. Something that just popped up on my Twitter feed here.
Yeah. I know that.
Who? What?
See if I can.
A little bit of misogyny there for you.
Right.
Burberry?
How do I share a link?
I just put it in the chat. But for the pic that you showed, I I think that shows why stuff like Not Your Shield is important, because they claim to represent half of the population of the entire world.
Yeah.
Also, what did you guys think of the Walker link about bestiality?
Oh, the horse puppet?
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Yeah. The same people announcing Gamergate wrote an article in support of fucking horses.
Oh my god. It's like a South Park episode.
It's absolute clickbait, and if their advertisers understood what they do to get their adverts in front of the public, basically write stories about fucking horses, then they surely have to think: are we being well represented here? Is this how we want? Is this where we want our product placed? Horse sex.
Oh, I heard about this guy. He wrote a fucking research over it. I mean, an article over this. Dating a horse. I heard about that.
Oh, Reddit. Oh, Kotaku in action. Oh, see, I was looking at Kotaku and thinking I can't see it.
Oh yeah. I could not be more heartbroken. The epic cyberpunk game inspired by my cyberpunk jam. Shitty Gamergate supporters. Yeah. Somebody, another death, actually say that they support us, and they're saying, "Oh my God, why do these people don't support me? Why do they have to support other people and have other ideas?"
This looks like something Sargon should see.
Ooh, what's it?
On the rationalists. He sees it. Doing alright for members. 300 members, crikey. Excellent.
Oh, really good. How many viewers do we have? None?
Now, probably none.
Yeah.
One viewer.
I'll show my boob.
No, you won't.
I will.
You'll get us thrown off Hangouts. Google will slap my wrist.
Hi.
You see where Macintosh is complaining about the Marvel movie?
What? Which one? Which one?
Well, he's complaining. He's complaining in general about it. About how what's his tweet here? He says, "Is there ever any problem that occurs in the Marvel universe that can't be solved by displays of extreme violence? No, apparently not." He says. He goes on to say that he just saw, like a few days ago, he just saw Captain America 2 and Edge of Tomorrow, and both constructed so that violence could be the core means of conflict resolution.
But yeah, that's the hero thing.
Yeah, you would think, but that's like asking, why does porn have to have so much nudity?
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't want to see conflict resolution in a violent form, and then start watching documentaries about UN intervention, and what the fuck is he trying to get into the movie? I mean, movies escapism. Real life doesn't work with. Real life works with mediation, but that's because the problems in real life are much complex than the problems in movies.
Yeah, and you see, movies are for entertainment. They aren't educational material. Some movies are, but for the most part, entertaining movies are for entertainment. They're not educational material, and that seems to be what he apparently wants them to be, or something.
He wants games not to be fun. He doesn't want fun in games because supposedly we need to learn a lesson with games and not necessarily have fun with games. I have never thought that games shouldn't have like an idea behind. They can, but they need to have fun before that. You have fun. The first thing you need to have is having fun. The second, then you can spread the message. If you're having fun while you're spreading the message, then everybody's happy.
Right.
That's true.
But you cannot just spread the message and not have fun. Like nobody's going to buy that.
Pretty much.
I mean,
this guy's never fails to make me laugh though with his posts that pop up every now and then.
oh no, he's magical.
I'm telling you, color blindness is neither good nor desirable because it means also being blind to the very real impacts of race and racism in America. So if you don't see race, if you're not racist, if you don't see race as a problem, then you are the problem. Because he is apparently seeing people as individuals is now a problem.
That's somebody call it Kafka.
Oh, Kafka trapping.
Yeah. With the trial, the novel, the trial, the story, the trial. I don't know. I thought it was about the metamorphosis. And I said, what?
No, not that one. Yeah, it's not where they trap you and turn you into an insect.
Yeah.
They would do that though.
Yeah. They will send us all to that camp if they wanted to. Oh my god, somebody got the... What happened?
Huh?
Oh, he had to get out his shirt. So, what else?
What else we got going on here? I posted a link earlier in the thread about the Newsweek article.
Oh yeah, the gay one. Somebody said the gay one.
No, the Newsweek article talking about Brandy's new tool.
Oh my god, I hate her so much.
Oh, she's such a sniveling child, I swear.
Yeah.
I love Suck's rant when she said, "Fuck you up a tree and fuck you the way down."
Right. You know, it amazes me what this person can get away with on her feed when she directly pulls their name of her company into her shenanigans all the time.
Or even
yeah, I mean, it's not just that. She just basically in one of her tweets admitted that she wasn't following Twitter rules. She's not following the rules. The Twitter sent her rules to obey, and she said, "Oh, but I lost it in the middle of this whole Gamergate harassment." So she lost the rules. She's not going to listen to the rules that Twitter give her.
She's going to listen to her own rules. She's going to do it her way.
That's going to happen until Twitter takes her out. And somebody needs to tell Twitter, this girl just said that she's not listening to your... Somebody should tweet support and say, this girl is not tweeting, she's not obeying your rules because she said that she lost it in a sea of harassment, which is a lie. She is avoiding your rules. That is a big no-no for Twitter. Should at least be.
Go ahead.
No, you.
Yeah, it's a violation of TOS guidelines. And to be honest, her tools. I think her tool is violating some guidelines, but that seems to be something people are still debating right now.
Yeah. Oh, did you saw the? You weren't here when I posted, like, I showed the potential rapist list.
Oh, I was spectating when he brought that up. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been added to a list or two myself. They don't seem to be anything like that though. I'm still kind of new on Twitter, so I'm still figuring out a lot of these some of these
Oh, me too. I've got no idea what it really does.
If you see the chat, if you see our chat, we put our Twitter handle on there, so follow us, and we'll follow you.
everywhere,
All right.
like sea lions. It's just
I'll follow you to the shower.
just
I like sea lions.
Sea lion. So the sea lion is called Isabel. Isabel. That's not the name of the sea lion now.
yeah. It's either Isabel Essex or Ethics or one of those.
Yeah.
Those seem to be the popular name.
I don't think it's been decided.
Yeah, maybe not. Probably hasn't. Yeah.
But the sea lion has been drawn a lot of times now. Okay, I need to go to sleep. I'm falling asleep. I'm going to fall asleep
Yeah,
in the middle
me
of the
too.
podcast.
I mean,
Put on.
I think I should probably end the hangout here and let us all get on with our lives because we'll be doing another probably again tomorrow afternoon, evening.
Tomorrow?
Maybe, yeah. To really get podcasting going, you need to sort of do it 7 days a week.
Yeah, but I need to go to work.
Yeah.
Like next week, maybe next week, because after the 12th, I'm going to stop working because my internship is finished. So then I can actually do it every day if you want it.
Oh, excellent.
Cool. But I need to write my thesis.
Yes. Oh, we could do that for you.
Really? You could do it?
Yeah, well, we'll get Gamergate to do it.
Oh, that would be really good.
Yes, hundreds of people, thousands of people will write his big thesis. We could do it on social justice, it'd be fine.
No, I'm doing it on peace operations.
Right.
It'll be great. Put 1,000 monkeys in a room with typewriters. We'll eventually come up with a story.
Yeah. Right. We best piss off then. Sleep tight, my darlings.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for coming. And thank you, everyone who's listened. Thank you, viewer.
I love you all.
Love you all.
Catch y'all later.
Bye.